I'm blacked for now, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Be careful when you say that on the internet. People think it's different.
Yeah, no,
She
it's
knows what she's
intentional.
doing.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay, cool. We're good on my channel.
Phenomenal. Welcome, everybody, to Session 2 of Gods, Ghouls, and Grimm. On our last session, our group made their way to the wonderful town of Appletail, named so after apples, even though their main product is cheese. They came in the middle of a festival celebrating the goddess of fertility, Arroweye, and participated in the festival for a decent amount of time. It came to the attention of the group that there are some people who have been going missing lately. And as such, the group decided to investigate. Partially because one of them, Glub, wished to have Bro arrested for having violated her personal space. And Bro wished for that not to happen. So they investigated the missing people, asked around, investigated one of their houses, found a nice little diary detailing a number of different rather frightful things, and then eventually were able to get a better idea as to what was going on when they listened to the children of the town. Glub then proceeded to inform one of the children that their parents are probably dead, which later on in the night caused that child to insist on trying to prove Glub wrong, and headed out on his own in the middle of the night. The next morning, the children approached the group and informed them of their missing pack member, and the group then tracked them down. If you're wondering, by the way, what that shouting is, Mr. Mooten is apparently playing some League of Legends and very upset. Anyway, the group then tracked down one of the child and where he went off to a rather off-putting cave. Entering into the cave, they were greeted with many interesting sounds, including the whistling noises of their target. Having found what seems to be some sort of carved-out living space for whatever occupies the place, they found that some of the missing people had been propped up as art pieces for some sort of macabre museum. Investigating further, they were able to draw out the creator of these macabre pieces by insisting on touching the art pieces. They then engaged in combat with the creature, which resulted in Glub getting knocked unconscious and potentially bleeding out before she was eventually saved by Bro. They then investigated the dead bodies, confirmed any identities they could, and decided that now would be a good time to return to town and let everybody know what the situation is. So, you guys are making your way back to town. What's your plan upon returning to town with the child, Jeremy?
Oh, fuck, we had the kid with us?
No,
Yeah.
Jesbin. What's his name? Jesbin.
Oh. Who the fuck is Jeremy?
Jeremy's Jesbin's dad.
Was he dead or alive?
You weren't able to confirm.
Yeah, I don't think we ever confirmed that. We did pretty much confirm that Horace was in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we confirmed if Rebecca was in there.
Oh,
No,
you
we
confirmed
definitely
Rebecca
did.
was in there.
We
Oh,
confirmed
okay,
Rebecca.
but not Jeremy.
She was hung up on a cross and
Yeah.
tied to it using her bear traps.
Oh, yeah, right before we finished. Yep, got it.
Mhm.
All right,
I
cool.
remember.
So Horace, we're gonna come for Horace and Rebecca, and we don't know where Jeremy is.
I also have the arm of the guy
Gabriel. Okay.
Wait, just his arm?
I
Well-
took his arm as evidence.
I don't think we need to take his whole person, right?
No, I didn't
No,
take his whole
yeah.
person. I'm not gonna take his whole person. Bro,
I guess we need to confirm or let the mayor know what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, return Jesbin to, I guess, his home, or at least the safety of his friends or
I
something.
mean, we'll figure it out. Let's go.
Yeah.
I gotta get into character.
The turn order is already up. I'm glad.
We're gonna fight the mayor.
By the way, the turn order has a nice new sleek look as far as I'm concerned. Not sure if you guys see it on your end, but it tells me the HP, AC, and init order of everybody in the turn order now.
Oh, nice.
So that's going to be real nice for me.
That's pretty sick.
So you make your way back to town. takes you a few hours. The walk to the cave and back is a decent ways out of the way. So by the time you get back to town, it's about mid-afternoon, around 2-3 o'clock. What's your first course of action coming into town? Who are you coming to? Who are you talking to? What are you trying to do?
Let's bring the. Oh, sorry.
Can we? I want to find Jesmond's friends, I guess, or make an effort to, so we can just, drop him off, I guess, and finish his traumatic ordeal, if we can.
Broshuk is kind of doing his best to hide the armor with everything else like that, And
Are you hiding it from your fellow party members, or are you also hiding it from everybody else in town?
I'm hiding it from everybody else in town. Like,
okay, so your party members know, but
yeah,
right,
yeah.
He's quick. Just make me a general stealth, sleight of hand check to make sure that thing's nice and hidden.
Let me get my character sheet.
You're setting the tone of the night right here with this roll.
Oh, fuck!
That's not terrible.
No, that's pretty straight. That
Could
ain't
be
too
worse.
bad.
Okay.
That's pretty bad.
All right. So you head into town and you start traversing around. You ask Jesbin where exactly his house is so you can drop him off. Jesbin gives you some directions to the southern tip of town. But as you guys make your way through town, one of the workers that's cleaning up the celebration in the center of town and the leftovers of it sort of glances over to you guys, and he sort of waves you down and walks over to you before sort of examining Bro for a second and says, "You got something sticking out of your pack there, buddy."
Bro response, "Oh, thank you." Yeah, covers it.
Sorry, I hate to be a bother, but it looked like a finger.
No. You're seeing things.
I don't think it was. If you'd like to try and convince him, you can.
It might have been an arm, or a leg, or those two things.
Oh, there you go.
Are you sure? Okay. He sort of backs away a little bit and sort of bows his head slightly as he holds his hands up, indicating that he doesn't mean to be a threat. Right. I'll go ahead and I'll leave it be. Nope, no problem. No need to get violent here, sir.
Such a brute.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Uh,
You gotta let him on, like lead him on a little bit,
Is this like a find you a guy who can do both kind of thing?
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, so you make your way to Jesbin's house. When you do, you knock on the door, I assume, in order to get the attention of whoever might be in there. And the door is opened by a rather plain-looking woman. She looks to all of you somewhat confused before she notes Jesbin and immediately bursts out into tears as she leaps forward and sort of like grabs a hold of him and holds him tightly. It's quite obvious from her cries as well as Jesbin's that she appears to be his mother. And then as they're sort of having their tearful reunion, somebody else sort of pops up behind her and sort of is rubbing his head. "What's all the commotion here?" And you see,
fuck!
You see what looks like a fairly grizzled-looking man with sort of a 5 o'clock shadow going on. He's got like a scar going down one of his eyes as he sort of glances to all of you. What's going on?
We've brought your child.
Jesbin? Since when was he out? The mother sort of looks to him. I didn't want to worry you, but he did disappear last night. And you didn't tell me? God damn it! What happened? What happened to him?
Oh God, there is so much. Okay, so first, we had trouble finding him, right? But that was okay. We managed to find him, okay. And then there was this dude. He was like split open. There was guts everywhere. It was really gross. I kind of feel bad for him. It's a little bit traumatizing. You get over it though after a bit.
The child sort of looks up to him and says, "Gabriel's real, Dad. He's real. These guys killed him." And the guy sort of scratches his head a little bit and looks somewhat confused. He sort of glances between all of you, and he sort of steps out of the building and ushers the door. Okay. So, from what you're telling me, there were some dead bodies splayed open, I guess put on display and such, and my son was there?
Yeah, you see, there was a
Did we-
bit of a mix-up. We thought you might have been one of Gabriel's victims, but my good friend Glub here kind of has a hard time controlling what she might say, and she kind of set off your son by saying that you might have been the next victim of Gabriel. But as you can
But
see,
you
he's
weren't,
home.
so it's all good.
He's home. You're safe. He's safe. So in the end, like, you know, nobody close to you got hurt.
As a aside, I'm not trying to like metagame, just confirming with Lundy. Maybe I was like zoning out. Did Glove say anything about the like I guess like the manner in which like the bodies were
The one.
displayed or anything?
Just the
It's the
one.
one.
Okay. Just making sure.
Okay, so
Wait, hold on. Which the dad was this the thief
this is
guy?
Jasmine's dad, Jeremy.
Was he the ass? Jeremy
The
thief
one that
con man.
everybody's
Yeah,
been
yeah,
saying
yeah.
is probably
yeah,
criminal.
this is
Yeah.
the criminal guy.
Okay.
Right. Okay, well, I guess that's kind of my fault for not being here for an extended period of time. Look, it's not a big deal, and I'm very happy that you were able to make sure that Jasmine is returned okay. Listen, I'd feel bad if I didn't do something for you guys to help you out, you know, for saving my kid and all that, as well, even though I didn't know anything was happening to him. So two things. Number one, I'm going to need you to tell me where this cave is so I can go investigate from. Number two, though, and he sort of goes into his pocket and pulls out a small bag. I've got a little bit of extra stuff here. I figure you might need it. Hands it over to you, and you take it, you count it, and it seems there's about like 10 gold pieces inside.
Glub yoinks it.
Glub, I want to make sure we see that later.
Okay, if you remember.
Okay, if I remember.
Anyway, so this cave, where did you say it was?
This
That way.
information, as of right now, is going to remain hidden. I don't
Oh,
think
okay,
it's
I
best.
didn't say that then.
I don't think it's best wise that we let everybody know. Certain investigations must happen through whatever facilities this town has to offer, and then past that, I'm certain.
Yes,
they go.
investigations do need to happen, which is why I need to know where it is.
Well, sir, I have to let you know that we were given this job of finding Gabriel or whoever the culprit of this crime was by the mayor. So we're going to close out the investigation by talking to our great friend, the mayor, who gave us this important mission. And after that, I have no problem telling you where the cave is. If you get there before him and his men, no one has to know. But we do need to close out this investigation with the mayor.
Well, you have a job to do, and so do I. So I guess I can't really ask you to do too much more than that. Anyway, thanks again for saving the kid. He's kind of one half of all I've got.
That's so sad.
I think we're pretty... I think we're good here as far as... You want to go to the mayor now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Okay. It's pretty easy to find him. He is where he usually is whenever it's about mid-afternoon, daytime. He's directing all the cleanup efforts for the post-celebration, as it were. He looks to all of you as you approach, and he sort of puts his hands on the sides of his jacket, and he says, "Well, now, good to see you all again. Now, so any extra news as far as the whole disappearance front's concerned?"
We found a dude and so many bodies!
Okay, you're gonna need to elaborate a bit.
He's got an arm! She points to Bro.
Bro kind of
You have an arm.
glances at Glenn. I'm gonna get the name wrong every single time.
Glenn?
Glenn?
If I don't know the name, then Bro won't know the name.
That's true.
It's easy.
Like
It's
glances
Glub.
that glade and brings like kind of notches his backpack open and very quietly and like slowly just reveals the fingertips of the arm to express like the undead nature of that. Waits for the mayor's reaction and then gonna put
the mayor sort of puts a hand to his face as if he's like going to hold his nose, and he says, "Oh, good God, man! You didn't need to bring that back." In any case, could you elaborate further on this whole situation? You have an arm, you found bodies. I need more than this.
We found the remains of who we think is Rebecca and Horace. As a aside, it appears Jeremy has returned from, I guess, wherever people may have thought he'd gone.
I see.
I think everybody is accounted for.
Thank goodness that Jeremy survived. Well, that is incredibly unfortunate. Both Horace and Rebecca were some of the valued members of this town. Well,
I bet they weren't. I bet they're controversial as fuck.
No, not at all. Horace was known to have a drink or two in the time, but he never really caused too much of an issue. And Rebecca was, of course, our head hunter, always making sure to get us supply with plenty of meats and pelts and such, so that we can make sure that to supplement our diets and whatnot. So she was always fantastic, and everyone loved Horace.
I don't believe a word of that.
In any case, so what exactly happened to them? Who was the one who got them?
We think Gabriel was the one who, I guess, killed them. Because
some dude named
they're no longer
Gabriel.
alive.
Yeah.
Gabriel.
You know,
That's the arm of
the
the
children's
dude that
rhyme, that you probably repeat to scare all the children in the village into behaving. We heard it. We heard it while we were investigating this crime, and it was rather eerie, but all of the lyrics, all of the lyrics to the song pertain to everything that we found in the cave, and then 2 confirmed with said Gabriel that his name was indeed Gabriel. He took
now look. I don't know who you found, but it couldn't possibly been Alan Gabriel. Mr. Gabriel was unfortunately extrajudicially executed over 20 years ago. There's no way it could be him.
I can understand that you might think that, but hear me out. As a paladin, I do, carry some special skills and certain prowess to ascertain whether or not something is living or undead, and I can indeed confirm that Gabriel was, as we like to call in the business, undead. So while he might have died 20 years ago, he certainly was reanimated and was carrying out these crimes.
Talking and expressing all of this, bro opens his bag and like just grabs the arm as full and kind of like chucks it at the mayor's feet, visibly annoyed that he didn't believe the tales that were coming from the party.
Now, listen. He sort of bends over and picks up the arm and sort of like heads over to bro and like puts it back into his chest. Don't be throwing arms about in public like that. You might cause a goddamn riot.
How do you think we felt when we saw this guy's cave?
Oh, all right. Listen, come on inside. We'll talk away from prying ears for a second here. Yeah, sort of leads you all into the temple to ROI. Inside, there's not really a whole lot going on, but it's an extremely large building. It's marble white on all sides, on the floor, on the ceiling. Many pillars sort of lining the front, the sort of center aisle. Many pews sort of ready for whatever worship services would normally be offered there. But since this isn't really the time for people to do such things, there's only like maybe 1 or 2 people around. The mayor sort of like leads you all further in until they reach his office, and he leads you inside and sort of sits at his very small desk and sort of looks to all of you with his fingers steepled, and he says, "Now look, if what you're telling me is true, then this is a little bit more troubling than just that. Some people have been killed. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You're a necromancer.
What?
That's what I've gotten
Bold
from all of
claim.
No. Okay. Let me go ahead and spell things out a little bit more plainly for you. Alan Gabriel was a criminal from a very long time ago. He had a propensity for stealing children from people and doing terrible, terrible things to them. Now,
No.
we were supposed to arrest him, but unfortunately we weren't acting quickly enough in order to work as far as the laws were supposed to work. I wasn't in charge back then, don't blame me. But the people were dissatisfied with our rate of investigation, as it were. So they went to his cottage and they locked him inside. And now,
So
if
the
somebody-
guy before you was a necromancer.
what the hell are you talking about, kid?
Because he's undead!
Okay, so sorry, go ahead.
Glub, I can assure you, there are many different ways. There are many different ways that people can become undead.
Okay, liches and all of that, but I'm saying necromancy. That's my bet.
Let's hear the man out and decide.
So, what I was saying is that since he's been dead for about 20 years, somebody put forward the effort to actually go through everything that's necessary in order to make sure to bring him back. Now, I cannot even begin to fathom why someone would do that. But I will tell you that chances are very good that they must have had an extremely good reason, at the very least from their perspective, to do so. This is a little bit frightening for me. Now, necromancy is probably the most probable option here, but I don't think that there's anybody here who is responsible for it. Possible that it might have been somebody passing by who was interested in raising a little bit of a ruckus, but I don't really think that it was anybody who was native here at the time. After all, the previous mayor, he was dead. He's been dead for about 10 years now. Lord rest his soul. Well, all the parents involved as far as having taken their children, they've been, they're all fairly old and decrepit, and none of them really leave their homes no more. So I don't really think that's going to be the case either. So chances are probably a little bit higher that we got a third party on our hands that's interested in doing a little bit of necromancy.
What if it was
Question
one
is
of us?
why?
So, Mayor, your decision is that you're inferring that despite the town having its local nursery rhymes and despite the town having its fairy tales and whatnot, that a random traveler would happen to resurrect this particular individual.
I'm
and have
saying
that
it
that's
is
the
likely
story.
as a result of the fact that he is a bit of a local legend around here, and we do use him for all sorts of different merriment and such, that an outsider would know what to look for.
Mr. Mayor, what do you know about the Dark Six?
Well, about as much as anybody else does, son. I'm not exactly a priest, but the Dark Six were originally a part of what was known as the Sovereign Host, as the stories go, anyway. All the gods who come together to oversee all the domains of all of existence. But Dark Six themselves were sort of kicked out of the host, but they are still gods nonetheless for having been, overseeing the more darker aspects of humanity in general.
Well,
Shit.
yeah.
My colleague
Now,
is
what if
asking.
one of us did this?
Oh my god. Did what?
If one of us is a necromancer, and we brought this, and now that we're kind of in charge, we're like, we can cover this up really, really well.
I don't think that. None of us is a necromancer. You were there, Glub. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying hypothetically.
Hypothetically,
What if there was
I don't think that's anything we need to worry about. I will say the
You
reason
sound real suspicious.
why we ask
I
about
will agree
the
with that you are dismissing this very carelessly.
I don't understand why my colleague would bring something like that, even a hypothetical like that up, if she knew anyone was a necromancer in the first place.
I think he's being really suspicious.
I'm going to ignore Glub, and I'm going to say the reason why my colleague Gil asked about the Dark Six is because there were many, many references all over Gabriel's lair or cave or whatever you want to call it, referencing the Dark Six. We had never heard anything about them, so we were wondering what that, now that we know that he was an undead and these are unholy gods, we might be able to, connect some of the dots, but overall, there has to be some sort of overreaching goal that Gabriel was trying to attempt.
Well, you'd have to probably ask somebody who's a little bit more knowledgeable as far as religions are concerned. This is all theology that's a bit beyond my head right now, so I can't really help you as far as that's concerned.
Being as we're in a temple of ROI, is there anyone close by that we could talk to?
He sort of points outside of his office. Well, one of our priests could probably help you. Not too much of a problem. Just go ahead and ask them whatever questions you want, and they likely talk your head off if you let them.
Okay. I think we might be able to do that after we finish discussing the terms of the mission that you gave us earlier. What were you, normally when things go like this, there's somewhat of a reward
normally
involved.
when I need to have some contract work done, my usual response is to, of course, pay in gold, if that is a sufficient reward for the lot of you.
I have no qualms about that.
I would also like to add an addendum.
Okay.
Whoever's taking care of
Taking care of what? You muted. I can't hear you.
Oh, fuck.
Salsa, we can't hear you at all.
He's gone mute.
We can't hear you. I don't think he can hear us either.
No, he's trolling or something.
Wait, what?
Salsa, we can't hear you.
Yeah, cut out, Salsa.
We got a beer.
Can you hear us?
There
Salsa,
you go.
can you hear us?
Salsa?
Technical difficulties. We
Okay,
still
well,
know.
While we can't hear him, I want to be paid in jerky.
Well, that wouldn't be too hard of a problem. I could just sort of transfer the amount of gold that would normally be given to you into jerky.
I would like that.
How about we do a fourth of the gold that you were going to give the group in jerky, and we will take gold.
Oh, that's something I could do. That's
Okay.
no problem.
All right, that sounds great.
I don't like that deal. I don't agree to that.
But you get all the jerky that you could probably want.
Yeah, but then you guys are getting what would have been my gold.
But you got your gold in jerky, Glub.
Yeah, but I feel like
Let me
it's
be
not a good
clear.
trade.
Let me be clear, little one. I was going to give each of you 25 gold each for proceeding to solve this entire problem. So for you, I would give you 25 gold in jerky.
Can anybody hear me?
Which is
Yeah, we can hear you now.
probably-
Yeah,
that's
now we can hear
probably
you.
like 1/8 of a pound of jerky.
Wait, what? 1/8 of a pound of jerky?
It's a meme
Oh, that's
All right,
funny.
can you hear me
I get
now?
it.
because it's so expensive in our world.
Can
Yeah, we
anybody
can hear you,
me?
Salsa.
All right, good.
What the fuck were you on about?
All right, but anyways, back to what I was saying before some god has interrupted me. They must not like what I am saying. I would like my portion of whatever gold payments you would have. Whoever was taking care of the fields to be given to the task of taking care of and taking care of the plants inside your square. They're supposed to be some of the proudest plants that you have on display, and they were lacking until my presence came up.
Well,
Take his gold.
There is no
well.
well. I've given you more than enough compensation for this task in order to happen.
I suppose that could be arranged. I didn't know that they weren't being taken care of in particularly. Normally, no one ever usually has complaints.
Well,
Not
as
sure
a
why this is
town
something
who
that you're so
decided to
terribly
trade
focused on,
apples for cheese, I don't imagine that you have the
Well,
necessary.
look, we cut down. I explained this to you. We ended up having to cut down most of our apple trees, unfortunately, in order to make ends meet for a little while. And then we ended up having to transfer as a result of cutting down all the trees and turn things into fields. And, well, best thing that we had on hand were cows, so we decided to breed those.
Mm.
Do you really want me to go through the entire history of how Appletail became a cheese making
I
place?
like that.
Because
I like that.
Please,
I think
Mr.
we've-
Mr. Mayor, we have
For
other
such a
engagements
thing.
to
I
attend
understand
to.
a
We're
request
free.
to
We're
take
free.
better care of the things and provided payment for those. That is all.
I
Okay.
need to know how this became a cheese town.
And
While
I need
Glub-
you, Glub, to
While Glub gets the history, we will shake the mayor's hand, collect our gold, and go to the priest to learn the lore of the Dark Six.
All right,
All
Glub's
right.
gonna stay with the mayor. then.
Stay with the mayor. The mayor has given this speech like
right.
5,000 times, so
Yeah.
he's super into giving like a full-on like 2-hour lecture as to the history of Appletail. He's fine with that. In the meantime, the rest of you head out into the temple proper, and you track down one of the priests who's sort of just heading around and checking with the couple people who are doing prayers inside and helping counsel them and such. He sort of glances up as you three, I guess, approach him. Is there anything that I can do to help you all?
Yes. I won't go into too much detail, but we have just learned of the existence of a group called the Dark Six. And while I know that sounds quite ominous, we were just hoping to get a little bit more information from someone of the cloth who might know a little bit more about this than the mayor would.
It's actually less ominous than you might think. I'm not entirely certain why it is that you've only just recently come across this. I imagine that none of you are church-going folk then.
we're not from these parts.
Very good. Well, as far as this area is concerned, we here worship the sovereign host, which generally entails the existence of the Dark Six. In the beginning, there were 15 gods that ruled over all things, all concepts, all domains. 6 of those gods had decided to work against the interests of the rest. And as such, those gods were kicked out of the pantheon, so to speak. Now, of course, they didn't lose their divine powers, but they are essentially considered to be the natural enemies of the host. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't still pay reference to them. After all, they are still gods, and after all, they do oversee domains. It's just all of them are domains that people generally see as, not preferable. Such as, for instance, the Keeper. He is a member of the Dark Six. He sort of oversees what you would refer to as, death and greed and gluttony. Those sorts of things. He stands in the exact opposite of one of the sovereign host gods, Kol Karan, who focuses entirely on wealth and generosity and the spreading of well-being to others. Since they are in exact opposite each other, the Keeper, as a member of the Dark Six, is generally revered by those who worship death or those who worship gold, things along those lines. Whereas Kol Karan would be worshipped by those who are entrepreneurs that wish to do good for all, charitable workers, things along those lines. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it's pretty comprehensive. Who are the other 5 of the Dark Six besides the Keeper?
Let's see. Naming all of them off, we have the Devourer, the Fury, the Keeper, as I mentioned, the Mockery, the Shadow, and the Traveler.
Okay.
Is there
I-
a leader of the Dark Six, or are they all
They're all
somewhat
gods.
independent of
They
their
will
own?
not seek to follow or lead each other.
Okay.
You'd mentioned that I guess people of your faith also pay respect to the Dark Six. Are there any people out there that you've heard of who pay respect only to the Dark Six?
Well, yes. Those would tend to be the more, well, the people of the world that we would prefer to not continue being around, so to speak, if that makes sense to you. For instance, the Keeper is generally worshipped by those who are interested in necromantic arts, for instance. The Mockery is worshipped by shadows. No, sorry, shadows. I'm mixing things up. The assassins and people who engage in dishonorable combat and warfare. The Shadow is worshipped more by thieves and the like. And the Fury, of course, those who sort of rape and pillage the sort. There's all sorts of terrible types of people who worship predominantly the Dark Six as opposed to the Sovereign Host.
Okay. I thank you for your, your information. I guess I look around and wait to see if, anybody else has any other questions for him.
Bro kind of looks around and tries to see if he can see any plants inside.
There are a couple nice bushes that have been sort of like placed up front on either side of the main altar.
Thank God that they're nice.
They are very nice.
Okay. I start walking towards the exit after I bid the priest, farewell.
I run into the kind of like do the weird half jog that people do to go grab Glove out of the room.
You open the door to Glub and the mayor, and the mayor is in the middle of saying, "So during the crisis of 622, essentially what we were doing is we were trying to figure out a way to make up for the fact that the apples just
I'm sorry, Glove. Hey, so sorry, Mayor, to interrupt. Glove, I know this sounds very fascinating, but we actually got the information that we needed, so you
I
could
didn't
either...
get the information I needed. I'm listening to that right now.
Can Glove be sitting like crisscross applesauce?
Yeah, like ooh, like a little kid, like Indian style, like
rocking back and forth a little bit,
eating a black and cheese that the mayor gave.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'd be like, this is Glub's theme music. I just want to be like, okay, well, when you are done, we're going to either be meeting in the square of the town or the hotel or the inn that we stayed at the other night. So as soon as you get your fill of cheese lore, come and find us and we'll be figuring out our next move, Glub.
All right, I'll join you later then.
And I wink to the mayor and slowly close the door to try to make it the least amount of noise as possible.
Gotcha.
Bowing on my way out.
All right.
So are we outside? Are people moving their tokens?
Yeah,
I'm not seeing it.
The three of you,
No, I haven't touched it.
Oh, okay.
The three of you, sans Glub, are heading outside then.
Okay. So I want to talk.
There we go.
Oh God.
Let me turn that down.
Well, what happened?
There we go.
Is there music playing?
There is music playing.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to be
jukebox.
hearing this?
In roll
You
20.
are.
If you go over to the options menu, you can find the jukebox, the master music volume level. Then you can see whether or not you have it muted or not.
It's max, but I just don't hear it. I'll figure it out later.
Okay.
So I guess I'll say to.
Oh wait, we didn't find out who Gabriel? Wait, was Gabriel just worshiping the Dark Six in general, or was he worshiping just one?
Well, our check didn't say that.
Oh,
I mean,
true.
we could just go back.
I
to
mean,
the
theoretically,
cave.
I don't really want to, but I don't know if that would be important or not.
Time is a construct, Tabor.
True.
So in character, I want to go talk to Jeremy again. I don't know if anybody
Okay.
wants to join.
That's fine. We did say we would tell him where the cave was as soon as we talked to the mayor, and the mayor didn't sound like he was too interested in investigating it. So
You're goddamn right.
All right. So you head back down, and you find Jeremy still at his home. You knock on the door. His wife answers. You inform her that you need to see Jeremy, and Jeremy comes out, rubbing his eyes a little bit. Normally I sleep during the day, but I assume that you're done with the mayor.
Yes, we've talked at length with him about the events that have transpired, and he seemed fairly uninterested with the goings on. So we figured we'd come back here to honor our, semi-agreement.
Of course. Well, go ahead and let me know where it is that I'll be going, and then I'll be heading off.
Before I do that, have you read any good literature lately?
Yeah, I've had a few good books. Usually all the fiction stuff, but nothing too terribly complicated. I like my light reading because I do a lot of traveling.
During this time, Bro's kind of looking around to see what kind of plants Jeremy has out front of his little abode.
You look out in front of his abode, and normally, as far as like the town is concerned, there's not a whole lot in front of the different houses. But for Jeremy's house, it's on the southern tip. It's kind of a little bit more flourishing. But it's less that there's a lot of well-kept intentional plants, and more that there appears to just be sort of overgrowth as far as the southern tip of his home is concerned, sort of like weeds and just sort of like tall grass and such.
Okay. So we will, unless you have any objections, I am curious to know your observations of this cave, because you're more familiar with these parts and I guess the customs than we are. Maybe you'll find something that we didn't.
Sure. Did you want to come along, or did you want to wait until I get done? I usually work a lot quicker when I'm alone.
I don't think we'll get in your hair too much. If you don't mind, we'll like to come along.
I think we can let him go on his own.
Okay.
So
Okay, wait. I want to mention, since you're going alone, we do have one question. We saw some references to the Dark Six, but we don't recall if there was a specific member of the Dark Six that was being worshipped more than the others. If you do happen to find anything involving this, could you let us know when you come back?
Sure. I've got some reference materials. I'll take that along and see if I can find something out.
Awesome. I think that's all we need.
And before you go, Jeremy, watch for rain.
Oh, I usually carry myself an umbrella just in case.
I nod. I have nothing else.
He sort of heads back inside, collects some things, throws on a cloak, and then starts heading off in the direction that you directed him towards.
Okay. I guess we'll head back to town.
As he goes away, Bro turns to the group. He says, Jeremy is a man of the people. Whether you'd like to say this or not. He's a man that appears to be that isn't concerned with the demands of society and the ideas and the qualms of others, but to be someone who is more about their personal interpretation on what cares and what is right to them, what is just to them. With that in mind, who the hell is he investigating for?
It's a good question.
I say we go, and we go with him. We go behind him.
You understand how hard it would be. Well, first of all, I have reason to believe that he is a person skilled in survivalism. You know how hard it would be to trail somebody of that. How do I say it? As a group, to trail somebody like that.
How difficult would it be to trail him? He's going to the cave. We don't need to trail him. We just need to go to the cave.
I agree. We do just need to go to the cave, but we need to go rather quietly, which is something that our group has to have trouble. Seems to have trouble doing sometimes. So
Quiet. I guess if you're tiny, maybe you could be quiet and not a glebe. Then perhaps. But that being said, if you feel like this is appropriate, then let it be. But in my travels, I recommend we don't know what he's going to do. And my concern is he may be involved in some way or another. And this is not more of an investigation, but more of a cleanup.
Gil, roll me history.
Yikes.
Okay. Never mind then.
Okay.
I was gonna give you a hint on something, but
Not anymore.
Hey, gone. Ain't no hint for you.
All right. Yep. Okay.
So next course of action.
Yep. I can't say I'd recommend trying to either beat him to the cave, which would, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess he only has a few minutes head start at this point, but it's not exactly like we know a beaten path to get there faster than he does. I'm sure he's going to take the same route we did.
So while us three told him that we would wait until his investigation was over, Glub wasn't here. She wasn't privy to this conversation. So maybe we could send our little goblin friend in without us.
You willing to send Glub alone into this cave where we encountered an undead who is now
Sounds
hosting
like
a
a
stranger?
I don't
Perfectly
see any other
good
option
plan.
of trailing him without us just completely going against what we told this guy we were going to do. So if you have another thing, I mean, I'm not opposed to doing something else, but seeing as this is just a possibility, I thought, why not introduce it to you guys?
Just sounds like a great way to imperil our small goblin friend.
Be entertaining.
Can't say I'd recommend that personally, but
If you have any other ideas, then by all means, go.
I'm gonna stroke my mustache a little bit. I don't see a way
Send
that we
it.
can.
Send the goblin.
Wait,
It's
you're.
the easiest thing.
Can
Send
either of
the
you
goblin.
shapeshift?
You just don't ask a druid such questions.
Okay, so
either you
I walk into the temple, open the mayor's door. Glove,
And
can
at
you
that point
shapeshift?
is the time in which we started to really go into the sort of the cow mating situation. Basic idea.
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
excuse me, Glub,
Yes.
can you shapeshift?
Let me check real quick. With my
And then,
the voice in my head.
and then I Gil does one of these, like, you know.
You should be able to at level 2 with the druid.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, you
Not-
actually
and
get
you
access
can't-
to it at level 2, so.
You can't.
Yeah, wild shape.
What do you? So
It's
what?
just,
What can you shapeshift into, Glub? What can you turn into?
Also a good question.
So, you are a Circle of the Moon druid, which means that you're able to wild shape into any CR1 and under monster, which includes things like brown bears. It includes
I can be a
snakes.
hyena.
You can be a
Snakes,
hyena.
birds.
You have to see it before.
Glub, can you shapeshift into a bird?
No, they can't be flying.
I can't be. I can't.
How about a snake? Or a mouse?
Snakes,
I
mouse.
can be
fine.
a sheep.
Glub, I need you now. Can you come with me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna beckon Glub out of the mayor's office, and I'm gonna, Mayor, thank you for your time and your, recounting of the wonderful history of this beautiful town.
I still didn't get into how we expanded our businesses into a point in which we were able
Good
to
day,
become
sir.
the
Good
third-
day.
We'll put a pin in that, and we'll come back tomorrow, and we can resume right where we left off. I'll drop her
Fair
off,
enough,
and you
fair
can.
enough.
You
I
can
still owe you all gold, so I'm gonna go ahead and have the arrangements made soon.
I appreciate it, Mr. Mayor, and I bid you adieu, and I close the door. Glub, come here, and I run out to the square because time is of the essence here. So.
Okay, so I've decided I'm gonna be a weasel.
Okay, cool. Glub, come with me. So I
Okay.
want I'm gonna beckon Glub up here. I guess the other party, the rest of the party can follow if they want. Glub, recently, remember Jeremy, right?
Was that the guy with the kid?
Yes.
Yeah, the big
That's Jeremy.
sneaky guy.
Do you remember what he looks like?
Vaguely.
Okay. Do you remember where the cave is?
Also vaguely.
Okay. I need you to shapeshift into a small, plainsy woodland creature.
Okay.
Not too conspicuous, Glub.
Okay.
No jackals, hyenas, lions, bears, tigers. Oh my.
You know the thing about female hyenas.
Glub, stop. Okay, I need you to go shapeshift into an animal. Do not shapeshift back from the animal. Just be the animal for a little bit. And I need you to go to the cave.
And
I
will double the beef jerky that the mayor gives you. If you can
Oh, fuck yeah!
if you can do this to our specifications.
I will also throw in some jerky.
Okay, Lundy, I need you to give me a
You're gonna have so
sheet
much beef jerky.
for weasel.
Okay. Give me 1 second, and I'll go ahead.
Glub, it's very important you do not act conspicuously. You're just a normal weasel, okay?
All right. So that's gonna
Okay, do you know what a normal weasel does, though?
No, but you do, so don't be weird.
Okay, but like that's what weasels do.
Glub, this is very important. There's a
Okay.
lot of beef jerky at stake.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
I need you to find this Jeremy and just
Have you ever heard of the sneaky weasel? Sneasel?
I have.
We need you to be the sneakiest weasel, even sneakier than Sneasel the weasel.
Gil
I can do
is
that
Gil is
easily.
checking the place in his wrist where a watch would be if that technology existed.
Okay, okay, we need it really fast, and you get all that beef jerky if you're a sneaky weasel, Sneasel the weasel. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right, go find
Okay.
Jeremy in the cave. Glub.
Okay.
And listen to everything he says, and come back to us when he's done.
Okay.
Okay, ready, break.
Yep.
I can't do it that way.
Glub's gonna die. We just sent Glub to her death, dude.
Oh no. The health of a weasel has to be like a 4 hit points.
It's not great.
Oh,
No, yeah, it's not
You gotta
great.
hit it first.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta hit it. Damn. I'm almost like a weasel. It has 3 charisma. It's 3 less than what I have.
Weasels do have keen hearing and smell, though, so that's good. They have a +5 to hit. That's insane.
Yeah, right.
Just if
But
Jeremy finds you, you can just bite
That's
him in
'cause
the
it's
jugular.
text-based.
can I just drag in the weasel monster
Okay.
sheet?
Yeah, if you, because I created a sheet for you that you've renamed Glub Weasel, you can just drag and drop that.
Oh yeah, I did.
All right.
So Glub is like scampering off into the fields to the
Mhm.
cave, right? So
Yes.
I'm gonna turn to Raiden and Bro and say, you know, if Jeremy finds her, she's fucked, right?
I'm quite aware, but I'm hoping that the pint of ale that we go and grab right now will help me forget about it.
What are we forgetting
Yes.
about?
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Cool. Lead the way.
And we go back to the inn that we stayed in the night before.
My AC is 13. Smile.
Smile. You hold an 8? Is that an 18 or a 24?
And 18. It's with advantage. I don't know how to turn that off.
okay.
With this. Oh wait, I do because I'm a genius.
Nice. 18 is not bad, but
Okay. 18
Jeremy-
is very good, actually.
Jeremy is
He's a
Rouge.
bitch.
there's a little more to him than meets the eye of these town folk. I think
All
he's
right.
got some stuff up his sleeve. I think.
So it's gonna take Glub a couple hours to get to the cave. What are you guys doing in the meantime?
We're going to the fucking tavern.
Guys are
we're getting
bitches.
fucking turned.
Yeah, we're
okay?
getting lit because we know how almost hopeless this mission is.
Well, I don't know.
And I'm just rubbing my temples, and I'm like, we really couldn't have thought of a better plan.
This is the first
Plan
player
of
death
what?
right here.
True.
I don't understand. It seems to me that you humans don't value the lives of other creatures that much, especially goblins. I don't know why you're giving such special circumstance to Glub of all creatures.
I'm sorry I couldn't hire a Venus flytrap to trail a rogue to a cave.
You
but
could not handle a Venus flytrap.
I have no doubt, so that's why I didn't do it.
Are we at the tavern for this conversation?
If you're heading into the tavern, I would imagine you would be. You'd be
Okay,
probably
so
sitting
they're
down,
having this argument. Gil's going to the bar just like I am in real life, so I'll be right back.
which is it's represented, by the way, by Mr.
Oh, I
Chef
see.
Fat Man over here.
There we go.
Hubert Ills.
That's the
That's the tavern. Yes.
That's the tavern.
Yes.
You get turned up. You get turned up.
Getting drinks for all of you. Much of an issue. I'll go ahead and just call it all together, just like 2 silver from each of you, and boom, you're drinking for the night.
Oh yeah.
I'll be right back.
Without too much of an issue. When you head inside, you note that there are a number of people who are in there for the sort of like later afternoon period. There's at least like 5 other different patrons that are sort of sitting at another table, and they appear to be playing cards of some sort.
Here we go. Here we go. Gil's gonna sidle on over and I guess peruse the game that they're playing.
All right.
And I guess figure out the rules if I can by watching.
Fairly simple game from the looks of things. Each of them appears to be dealt 2 cards, one face up, one face down. And depending on what they do with their hand on the table, whether it's a knock or it's a tap, or if they hold up their hand, different things seem to be done with the cards to indicate whether they want more, whether they're going to be betting more, or whether they're done getting more cards. You look in for at least a couple games, and you note that they appear to be wanting to get towards a number like 21.
Okay. This is familiar, I think.
This got me into a lot of trouble when I was in the army.
Breaking the fourth wall here a little bit. I will sit down at the table and I will toss a look towards my compatriots, see if they want to join me.
I hop on over. I skip on over. I'm so excited.
Glub is risking her life right now, by the way. But deal it up, dude. Let's go.
It's not much of a life to risk.
Jesus! I look at bro. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? She almost died. She almost died once. She's gonna almost die twice.
This is the same kind of credence that you give goblins. I don't see the difference between this one and a random one.
There's an older lady that's sitting at the table playing these cards, and she sort of like looks over to you going, I don't know who this Glub is, but that was a very harsh thing to say.
Ma'am.
I agree,
How
man.
much do you care about goblins?
Oh, I haven't really met any in my time, so I don't really know.
That's exactly how little they mean to you. You took no care to meet one. But me, a dragonborn. You see a dragonborn. And what do you say?
I don't really know. I haven't really met any of your kind either.
Do you not? She is speechless.
Deal the
Absolutely
cards,
All right,
dealer.
it's on you, bro. Deal the cards.
All right, so let's go ahead and show the playing cards. We're gonna
Oh
do a little
hell
shuffle.
yeah! Oh wait.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Can I? Oh my god.
I shall sit this out.
Draw 2 cards.
Wait.
Yes.
Where am I? Oh, I see it. Interesting.
Wait, where?
It's over your.
It's in the bottom
yeah, by your token. Or
Yeah, I see that. Draw 2. Draw. And then I don't see anything else. Oh, I see. Oh, I
You
got
draw 4. You drew 4 cards.
Okay. Oh. Okay. A
I'm
7
gonna
and
go
a
ahead
5.
and steal
is
2 of these at random.
Okay.
I don't know
Oh,
which
I
ones they
stole
are.
Oh, let it go. Okay, sorry.
Shit,
sorry.
wait, I stole one by mistake.
What are you guys playing? I can't see
We're
it.
playing blackjack. It's in the bottom right of your thing.
Oh, okay.
Glub, how are you stealing my
go.
cards? You're in the cave and you're a
I don't-
ferret.
I don't know, I clicked because I was curious.
There we go. Okay.
Okay. So I got a 12. Do I ask for one more? Draw 1.
If you'd like to.
Oh wait, what's the dealer have?
Well, you see a 6.
Dealer has a
Not that. Get rid of that.
Wait.
I hate these things.
So
Ignore that.
maybe I'm touched. Obviously, like in blackjack, you're supposed to see one card. Is the card that I asked you about, is that the hidden card, or is that an actual card?
Oh wait, the 6 is the only one I can see of the dealer, right?
Yes.
Okay, I want to stay. I want to stay.
Okay.
You might be.
What do you
I
have?
see
So you're gonna stay. Gil, are you staying?
Is the only card that I mean, I don't want to like reveal.
It doesn't
metagaming
matter.
What cards I have.
No, it doesn't matter because
Oh, okay.
you can let the whole table know. It doesn't affect anything. It's just you and the dealer.
Yeah, I guess I'll.
What do you have? I know I have a borderline gambling addiction. What do you have?
Well, I have a. Can I say it?
Yes. It
I
doesn't
have
affect anything.
I have a 10 and a Joker.
Then a joker or a jack?
Yeah, a Joker.
Oh, let him steal that and then draw one more card.
Yeah.
Jokers don't mean anything in blackjack.
Well, that's what I was asking. I was like, what the
Oh,
fuck?
I
is going
don't
on?
know which one the Joker is on your thing here. Is it the right one or the left one?
The right one.
That one? All right.
Yep. Draw one more.
Yeah.
Yeah. God damn it. I hate these cards. I really do.
Staying.
Okay. I'm staying as well.
Okay. Dealer reveals a king and a 16.
God damn it. One
The
more.
dealer draws one more card. And bye.
Yeah!
Easy.
Easy bust.
alright.
I guess for sake of moving the story along, like how long real time are each of these rounds taking?
Each of these rounds, real time, probably only take maybe like
10
1,
seconds.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
But for like
If
a
not-
story time, do we want to make them take longer?
Okay, we won one hand. We won our first hand, so I'm good. That's Let's move on to Glove.
Yep. Not a
I
problem.
mean, you guys can keep gambling if you want money.
I don't. I mean, we're about to
doubt
get
we're playing
25
for-
gold.
This is a really small town. I doubt we're playing for high stakes.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
That's
This is
7.
exactly a capital city where you're fucking going up against noble people.
I totally would if we were, but
But at the same time, since you both did win, as far as the first hand was concerned, go ahead and add another 2 silver back to you. So
Hell yeah.
essentially, you're drinking for freedom.
okay.
All right. So, Glub, you make your way towards the cave. It doesn't take you too terribly long to get there. As a weasel, you're fairly mobile. No need for that.
There's actually a
that map.
token.
I eat it.
Yeah, I made a sheet for her.
That's awesome.
So we're gonna head back here.
I don't
and
know how
I'm
to
gonna go
get me
ahead
off here.
and where are we here? There you are. So I'm gonna delete you guys. There we go.
Sure.
Rude.
Well, they're not there. All right.
Spirit, though.
So, well, you head inside the cave, and you do hear noises coming from further inside the cave. Just gonna go ahead and boop. There we go.
We get turned up.
There you go.
Weasel my ass in there.
All right.
And
What was
my,
your
does
stealth
my
roll
18
again?
still
18.
count?
Not
Mhm.
a problem. Yeah, I was going to count that as your stealth roll for
Okay.
just generally speaking for this.
Ah, I got the fucking 24 advantage, though. I'm so upset.
All right. So you move forward, and eventually you peek around one of the corners, and you note that there is a man who appears to be doing some investigations on the floor. Seems to be
Okay.
running his hand on the floor. He seems to be sort of rubbing his fingers together. He seems to be writing some notes.
I just remember something really bad.
Mhm.
Weasels have really bad sight. Like, really, 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 really
Not
bad.
in D&D, they don't.
No.
Yeah, why did we have to tell our
Weasels
DM
have
that?
very bad sight.
They have normal sight as far as D&D is concerned.
Okay. All right.
Get the
all right.
fuck out of here with your self-sabotaging
Your
metagaming
zoology
bullshit.
bullshit.
I just wanted it to be realistic.
We don't.
Well,
My
you don't
fears
have
are-
night
You wanted to be
vision.
realistic where you're partying with a fucking dragon. half
you're a
man, half
goblin.
dragon, and
Now,
you're a
I will
goblin.
say
A
this.
dragonborn.
Unlike when you're a goblin, you don't have night vision when you're a weasel.
Oh,
So there's
true.
that.
Wait, are you sure?
Yeah. However,
neither-
it's not too hard to
neither
see
Jeremy.
because it's not too hard to see inside, regardless, because the man that you're sort of investigating does seem to have a torch that's sort of like tapered to the side of his pack. So
Okay, that works.
he's got some stuff going on. So you sort of scurry around, sort of spying on him, and he sort of stops taking his notes after a minute and sort of puts his quill back into his pack, and he is kind of doesn't do anything for a good solid 10 seconds before he just sort of snaps his book shut and sort of glances over towards where you are. Well. Is there a... You're not exactly native to these parts, are you, little guy?
All right, as a weasel, I start backing up into the corner, and I lift up my tail, and I take a big fat shit, and then I run away.
All right. You run away, and the guy he doesn't seem to chase you, so he just heads further on in.
Oh, fuck. Well, look, I'm not gonna say anything because it's metagaming. So.
I mean, you can say whatever you want.
No, I don't want to metagame. So you play it how you want to play it.
All right.
Oh, she's gonna do that anyway, so that's why you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true.
Well, you're blown. So I mean.
I'm still going though. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, wait, he saw her even with an 18 stealth?
Yes.
I
And
don't
he's
want
a
to.
rogue.
Well,
He's a thief. We don't know if he's a
thief.
rogue, but
well, I kind of know what he is.
He's a
but-
bitch.
Okay, well, Glub continues. She doesn't understand that.
You peek around the corner again, having doubled back, and you see that he seems to be investigating the body of the very fat man that was splayed in front of you when you first entered the area in the first place. He keeps writing some notes, and he seems to do a little bit of investigating onto the sides, and he heads to the back, and he sort of notes something and starts drawing something in his notepad before he closes his notepad again. He glances over towards the entrance, sort of like over here, but you're still kind of like behind the wall, so he doesn't really pay you any heed as he heads further in and decides to make note of the next display that was left over, the strongman Horus and his cow. He makes some notes about that as well, sort of heads around the entire room. He seems to draw something as well in his notebook once more. He comes out and he sort of looks over to his left and he sees you again.
Glub's just staring at him.
He puts a hand on one of the two swords that are at his side.
Glub just sits there and stares, like just frozen.
As he sort of looks at you, he sort of walks. He looks like he's about to walk in this direction before sort of like doing a double backflip backwards and landing behind you.
Oh,
What
fuck!
are you doing?
Well, I can't really speak as a weasel, so. Or can I?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You'd have to change back to.
I'm gonna take another shit.
Oh. Are these like? Should she be doing like persuasion checks for these shits?
Yeah,
like,
maybe I should.
Are these like? Is this like a deception? Like.
It would probably. I don't think it would do either. Honestly, I don't
What if
think
it is it intimidation? Maybe.
Yeah, I was like, shit myself. Am I intimidating enough?
He sort of like draws both of his swords and sort of like points them at you. I know weasels aren't local to this area, and I know that nobody would come into these caves. Who are you? Why are you here?
Okay, so let me get something real quick.
As an aside, like out of character metagaming, like you realize your ferret love like fucked us on this, right?
Nobody, you didn't.
You could have been a fucking field mouse.
Yeah, yeah, but nobody correct.
I kind of like. I was kind of like in a haste to get you out the door.
Yeah, no,
really...
I was originally gonna pick a hyena.
You wanted to
Hyenas
be a
wouldn't
fucking
new to
weasel.
the area either.
I did. I forgot I could be a weasel. Yeah, no, I could have easily been like a fucking rat or a spider. I could literally a spider. I could have been a fucking spider.
You could have been a snake. You could have been anything.
I could have been anything, but you know what? I chose a weasel.
God fucking damn you, Glub.
All right, so
Anyway,
so because I am a weasel, I'm gonna start doing a war dance.
So you get up on your hind legs and you start sort of like making
I'm
movements,
just hopping around like
gestures.
Yeah,
She has it posted in the thing.
I posted in the things if you wanna see a.
Exactly what that looks like.
Oh boy.
It's
Oh,
even in
you
slow
gander.
motion.
did my
Happened
webcam just
to-
green out right now?
It did.
Yeah.
You're green.
Ooh, driver's failing.
Well, it's when I played the video, it turned green.
Well, that's
weird.
Your flash failed.
Okay, so you start dancing around, start like yelping at him and stuff. Well, barking at him
Ferret's
more.
Duke, thank you. Weasel's Duke.
Okay, can we just
Okay,
let's just
Stop.
Oh yeah. No.
Jesus.
we'll call it Duke. That's fine. Eventually,
You wanna hear
he
You wanna hear it?
No,
Don't wanna
no.
hear it.
Let's just keep going.
Eventually he just sort of shakes his head. All right, either you are an insanely crazed weasel or somebody who really doesn't want to get out of this form. Either way, he sort of picks up a hunting knife from his belt. You'd make a good coat.
Okay, Glove turns back.
Run.
He sort of nods and looks through you. I knew it. Not gonna fool me with your little dancing around.
Oh, smart.
I can't believe you'd kill a weasel! What the fuck?
I've hunted plenty of animals before. Weasels aren't any different.
But they're so small, it'd be so inefficient to kill one. You see, you know how I'm so tiny. You couldn't even make a glove out of me.
I could make love out of a weasel. Actually, I could make a really good holder case out of a weasel.
Okay, maybe you could do that. That's realistic.
Anyway,
Anyway,
what
the
are you
fuck?
doing here?
Well, you know, I was on my way over here, and I remembered that, you know, you were, that child's father, and, you know, I was just so glad that, you know, I didn't find your body in here.
Right. Why are you here?
I like that her like in-game charisma is like a reflection of her. Like, she's not very good at this.
Correct.
The deception part.
Well, I thought I'd come back and say hi. And I thought I'd be a weasel. Because I like to dance. In the war variety. And,
So you followed me, and then you hid because
Yeah.
you wanted to say hi.
yeah.
Roll me a deception at disadvantage, please.
Because you're really bad at the role-playing part of this deception.
I mean, I have fucking 6 charisma.
Yeah, but like,
No,
but you as you could. Is that a gnat?
Nat 2.
That was a nat 20.
Oh.
I nat 20'd and I fucking... God damn it.
Bro, you suck.
All right. So you weren't coming here to say hi. I know
Yeah.
that. For one thing, and for two, I'm gonna go ahead and go on a limb here. I saw you earlier with the same guys helping to return my kid back to me.
Yeah.
So they probably told you to follow me and see what's up.
I hope he guts you.
No. This was because they told me that if I followed you, that they would give me beef jerky.
Oh. I mean, fine. Listen, if that's all you're after, then just don't be in my way, okay?
Okay, but do you have beef jerky to compensate for them not giving me beef jerky? Because now that I'm found, I think they're gonna be really mad with me.
Listen, I'm pretty good at keeping secrets.
No, but I'm not.
Well, that's your problem, not mine.
Oh. Okay, but I'm just gonna follow you, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
We could have just avoided this whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Anyway. What can you
Yeah, I
make
kind
of
of
all
forgot
this
we
fucking
returned
song?
his kid. He's kind of in debt to us, so.
Is
Yeah.
I mean,
Doesn't
kind
he does.
of.
It doesn't mean he doesn't necessarily have a secret that we also might not find
Fair.
out now that her cover was fucking blown.
Why do we think he had a secret again?
Well, we don't know if he does or doesn't. That's what we're
The
trying
guy
to
wants to
figure
investigate.
out. He's like our only. Yeah, he's like our only fucking lead right now.
To what?
What the fuck is actually going on behind this cave? Well, we're not even having this conversation really, so it doesn't
Okay.
matter. Anyway,
You're having what if
Okay.
scenarios back at the bar.
yeah.
So, what do you make of this whole situation?
This guy, really weird, really creepy, almost killed me. And then the Dragonborn fellow revived me, which I'm really upset about. But he's really fucking weird. This is the Gabriel dude, I think.
Alan Gabriel, yes, I'm familiar with the story.
Are you? Oh God, I'm not a part of this. Sorry.
Right. Yep. Shh.
He writes a few things down in his notebook as he sort of examines the body. You note that he sort of like picks up Gabriel's head and sort of turns it and sort of glances at the back of it before setting it back down and writing
You
some more
can't
notes.
do that. That's really disrespectful. You can't fuck with bodies like that.
He sort of like steps a couple ways over to the hallway and leans back towards where the big fat guy has been splayed open. You know what? I'm pretty sure he's okay with that.
I really don't think he is. He was really like weird when we like saw him alive-ish. Not really alive, but moving.
I don't think it's too much of a problem right now. It's really a dead body, so to speak, as it is a twice dead body. So at that point, I'm not sure the rules are the same.
Oh fuck, you're right.
Anyway, I'm able to note, and I'll go ahead and share this with you. There is a distinct symbol on the back of his neck that demonstrates that he was not only resurrected, but also flesh sculpted to it. Evidently, somebody wanted to make him for a particular purpose. At least that's what I can tell from the fact that he's got claws now.
Nothing weird, right? Like sexual?
Sometimes people do stuff like that, but
Oh,
probably
God!
not. Considering the fact that he doesn't seem to have his junk on him, I'm pretty sure that's not really the point.
Holy shit, he doesn't! Where is it?
I don't know. He heads inside of here and he sort of glances around. Okay, let's see. So we have a magical circle here. This is clearly used in one of the rituals. Probably was not used in the actual undead revival ritual. My guess is that this was probably used in order to sculpt him the way that he wished to be sculpted. That would probably be more prudent. Reason why I say that is because Alan Gabriel was burned to a crisp many years ago. Chances are good he wasn't able to actually carry the body all the way here because the body was in many, many ashy pieces. So, likely, the original ritual that revived him in the first place was probably done at his burnt down cottage. This circle was used in order to make him into that monster you see over there.
And they made him without genitals?
Apparently.
That's fucked up.
Well, I don't think he was really one to use his genitalia that much anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you make of all this? Do you have a thought of your own?
I mean, if. No, I got nothing.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I can think here. Somebody created him for the purpose of him turning into that monster. They're capable of flesh crafting and they're capable of necromancy. Now, these are some high-level things that they're capable of. So, they wanted him to cause a little bit of chaos. Or, more likely, they wanted him to do something for them, and in exchange, they set him loose to do whatever it is that he wanted after he was already done here.
Okay, you're really suspicious because you're like talking and making a lot of sense, but in a way that maybe you already know all of this. And I don't know why you're here, though, if you do know all of this. But I
Just
got my
making a
eye
lot
on
of
you.
deductions. Just making a lot of deductions, kid. These are concrete. These are just the possibilities that are forming in my head right now. It's possible somebody just wanted this to happen just because they wanted to raise a little bit of hell. Who knows?
Got a lot going on in your head.
Yeah, I do. But, yeah. From what I can tell, these symbols on the ground at the corners of the pentagram here seem to run in conjunction with the member of the Dark Six Pantheon known as the Keeper. So, chances are good, whoever did this either worships the Keeper or invoked him specifically for this ritual.
Does the mayor worship the Keeper?
Probably not. That guy doesn't really leave his house unless he's doing a speech, and for the most part, he doesn't really care what happens outside of town.
But isn't that super suspicious if he never leaves his house?
No, he's just lazy.
Okay.
Lots of people don't leave their houses.
It's fucked up. Like,
Beef jerky.
beef jerky.
I guess, but these days you can have that stuff delivered to you.
What?
Yeah, provided you live inside the town, you can just have a scheduled drop off every week.
Okay, I live kind of wherever.
Yeah, that wouldn't really help too much with you. Anyway, that's about all I can gather as far as these things are concerned. I'll probably end up coming back here a later time patient work.
Okay, then.
If you want, I don't really think there's anything new that they're going to be able to gather here.
Look, just in case.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
I'm gonna have a really hard time trying to convey everything that I've just seen, and I see it for them.
Yeah, fine. You go ahead and go get them. I'm going to be here
Alright.
for several more hours anyway. I've got a lot of notes to take and a lot of other things to take a look at.
Jesus, get a hobby.
I do. This is one of them.
Oh. Okay, Glove's
Alright.
gonna go get our party.
Jesus.
All right. Several hours pass at the bar, guys, and eventually Glub comes back into the tavern.
Can we do like con check to see if we're shithoused?
Yes, con checks for all three of you.
I hope I fail this miserably.
Same, bro.
I got
Bro, I'm even more.
Oh no!
All right. Rai, you're the only one who is not drunk.
Wait,
You are
am I a
somewhat
little
tipsy.
tipsy? Okay,
You got some
okay.
fuzz. You got some fuzz going on, but
Okay.
you're more or less coherent. Yeah. I'm super drunk.
Oh shit.
That's a good question. Are you angry drunks? Are you happy drunks? Are you sing-songy types of drunks?
I'm a pretty amicable type of drunk.
I'm a pretty happy drunk. No, actually, you know what? No, I retract that. My guy's not a happy drunk.
Oh god.
He's more of a like, it's the back to the plant alignment bullshit.
God damn it.
He's,
Well, luckily,
he's
we're in
more-
a cave and there's like probably not.
He's a philosophical drunk that starts talking about his cause.
It's like,
No
you know,
way.
like think about it. If you get, I'm assuming this, right? Well, actually, I can't say this. Well, like I imagine really, really passionate vegans, right? Like when you get them drunk and they start going off about like the animals and everything, right? They can get really impassionate for reasons that they feel like are really valid because in reality they are, blah, blah, blah. But that same thing, right? It's that same type of thing where it's like, oh, don't mention vegan or Star Citizen or anything like that to him.
Star
Right.
Citizens. All right.
Well, that's me when I'm drunk. Don't mention Star Citizen to me, or I'm gonna.
We gotta have a
Okay.
conversation.
Are we? Wait, has Glub come in yet?
She's in the process of it. I'm just establishing the scene here
Oh, okay.
that she's going to be walking into.
I keep drinking, but like I don't know why I'm not feeling drunk yet. So that's where Red's at.
Well, to be fair, you are a hardened warrior, so it takes a little bit more to get you drunk than most other people.
But I am observant to the fact that we've been basically drink for drink, shot for shot, and they're completely gone, and I'm still cool, calm, and composed.
For the most part, yeah.
Okay.
So, Glub, you come inside. You see two people who are clearly inebriated to some degree, and you see one person who is not as much. and these appear to be your compatriots.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to the one that doesn't seem as inebriated.
Coward. I say that in character.
And I see her and
What the fuck?
I go, Club!
Okay, so I got good news and I got bad news. What do you want to hear first?
Bad news.
Okay, I got caught.
Glove, you
fuck.
little shit.
Well, at
And
least
he
you're
was
alive.
gonna skin me,
But he
But-
didn't.
but he didn't.
Okay.
And he said
Why
I could
not?
bring you guys back. Cause he didn't really give a shit that I was there.
Ah,
Oh.
Who skins a weasel?
Right?
Okay, well, what's
I'd
the good
skin
news?
a weasel.
Okay, I know you
What's
would.
the good
I'd
news?
skin multiple weasels.
Oh, the good
I've
news is
had
that he doesn't give a
skinned
shit.
multiple weasels.
Oh, that's it?
And now we
Okay.
can go
Oh, so
back.
do you have any information for us, or just that you're alive?
Okay, so the dude, Gabriel, had like a thing on the back of his neck. And apparently that meant that whoever revived him was
Glub does that burp in
yes.
Yeah,
character. Okay.
Yes, in
obviously.
What is
Of
she?
course.
Fucking Rick? From Rick and Morty?
Wubba-lubba-dub-dub.
Oh my god, guys, listen. Listen.
Jeremy's in
Follow that
the
Jeremy guy.
Jeremy's in
By
the
the way,
cave.
not as much as Rick thought.
Keeper.
Oh, God. Okay.
There's a dude. He's apparently the keeper of like the 6 dudes. So whoever rezzed him was worshiping the one dude. So we gotta go find somebody who worships just the one dude.
Who's the one
Also,
dude?
we should probably go check Gabriel's burnt down house, although it was 20 years ago. But maybe there's
It couldn't
something.
hurt. It couldn't
It
hurt.
couldn't hurt.
You're right. Well, our friends here might have had a little too much to drink, so why don't we do this in the morning and check out Gabriel's house in the
No,
morning?
because Jeremy's gonna be
Galvin,
gone.
no, shh, 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 shh. Gibraltar.
Where's
Did
Jeremy
you
right now?
ask the moss? The moss is inside the cave. What they saw.
I shit on the moss.
Well, thank you for
No problem.
But beyond that,
Oh wait, that's fertilizer.
fellow Drew,
Glub.
did you?
Glu-
Why didn't the mosses would have explained all of this? They would
Okay,
have
well, I don't know how to talk to plants.
Glub.
I don't know how to talk to people.
Glub. Glub. Glub.
This is
Glub.
Neither do I yet.
Glub.
Yeah,
I'm like speaking into Glub's ear right now.
I'm really
Glub. Where?
As I see him getting closer, I start getting closer to Glove.
So we're like speaking into both sides of her head right now.
Glub. Horrified.
Where's Jeremy right now?
Okay, Glub's gonna shapeshift back into a weasel and hide.
And I'll open up my front
then-
pocket of
and
my
then-
shirt like this. Come on, Glub, get in
I
here.
see that I shapeshift into a weasel as well. Glove in my like, you can't run from me.
Okay, well, we're gonna fight now, and I'm gonna get a video of ferrets fighting,
Oh
and that's gonna be
God.
us.
I'm gonna get a beer and go to the bathroom for this. So.
One weasel
Alright.
over here, and we got another weasel over here.
Oh God.
All right, this is us fighting. I'm gonna post it in this chat.
Gotcha. Perhaps post drinking is not the best time for everyone to
Good morning, everyone.
strategize as to
What
the next
I'm
move
about to
forward.
see is
Yes,
going to
exactly.
need some explanation, probably. Rosie is deaf, and deaf ferrets sometimes have a particular habit of being the most vocal. So this noise that you're hearing now is not exactly.
That's what we're doing. We're fighting.
Play fighting normally doesn't hurt the other ferret. When you can tell that there's a play fight about to happen is when there's
Okay.
war dancing going on.
Damn, you're
So,
beating my ass. The
It's
tiny one's
fun
getting his
for the
ass
ferrets,
kicked.
and then when you know that fight is play fight. Play
Still a
fight
dragonborn,
is if
weasel.
you interrupt and both ferrets seem
Pressed
annoyed
into you.
You pick up one ferret, and the other one hisses at you, and then the one you're holding hisses at you. It's a rather funny experience. Fighting.
So,
There's
What exactly
something
after
about
the ferret fight has been completed? What exactly is gonna happen here?
I say
vote-
it's time to go to bed. Oh wait,
Oh, I
hold
vote
on, wait. We have to
Jeremy's
go
gonna
talk to this
fuck
guy.
Kate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
He said he's gonna be there for like I don't know, a while longer.
Now we want to go see Jeremy.
Yeah.
I vote. I guess my problem is like I'm imagining like bro is still lacking a reason to really care. Like about all the incidences that are going on. Like he cares, but he doesn't really like care.
Is it over?
Yes.
Who won?
It looks like fucking bro won by like a fucking landslide because this ferret's getting his ass whooped.
Yeah, you random YouTube video dictated. So.
Wait,
Yeah.
you just picked,
I picked a
just-
video.
and you picked like heads or tails basically on the video.
No, I just picked the smaller ferret because.
All right, let's go see Jeremy. And we're hiking to Jeremy.
This dragonborn is unaware of the reasonings. See this, Jeremy, fellow. How about we just go to sleep instead?
You know what? How about you go to sleep, buddy? We're gonna go see Jeremy because we got some info to get from him.
Don't be mad that you wasted all your coin and now you're over there sober and bitter.
How long? Well, out of character, how long does it take to get to this cave? It's like hours, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the time you guys would get there, it'd be about at this point, probably about like 1, 2 in the morning.
You'd probably be fairly sober at that point, right? 2
Perfect
hours of
spooky
walking,
time.
I feel like.
Yeah.
I'll say,
Fucking water.
I'll say, innkeep, grab us some rations so we can go on a hike.
I don't do rations. I just do regular food.
Give us something
some
we can
bread.
carry in our hands then.
Fine. Get you guys some baggies of cake. How's that sound?
Oh,
Perfect.
that's right. He's the cake guy. I forgot.
Oh
I
yeah.
want cake.
Then we'll get some cake and
It's
we'll be
beef
on our
cake.
way.
Delicious.
Exactly. Gonna get you some boar cake. How's that sound?
Perfect.
Delicious.
We'll take 4.
Do you have weasel cake?
No, but I did see a couple weasels here, so I was thinking about killing one of them and making them into a cake, but didn't really work out.
Got a weasel right here for you, barkeep.
I think both of them shifted back at this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're done.
Um,
Oh, I
So you
thought
get
he was
some pieces of
talking about
cake.
his penis.
Okay. What?
okay. Well,
Were you
Nothing so-
not?
Nothing so
No.
crass.
I'm sorry.
Why were we talking? What?
I thought because he's drunk that he whipped out his penis.
Who's drunk?
Gil,
I'm walking out of the bar at this point.
with your penis out or in your pants?
It's in my pants.
Okay.
just clarifying.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
For the record,
So-
it was never out. Okay.
Okay, then what was the weasel?
You're the weasel.
Okay.
We were like, since we were fighting as weasels, they were like, "Oh, I have a
Okay, are
weasel for you."
we're heading to the? Wait, so Bro's not going to sleep? I'm guessing.
No, I'm gonna go along because
Okay.
He doesn't want to be
y'all-
left behind.
I don't want
let's go to the cave.
However, but I shall go as a spider, and you shall not deter me, and you shall carry me, human.
What kind of spider?
Can you really tell the difference?
I guess not.
Yeah.
Don't go in my
of course
hair.
you can. Sure.
Oh my god, it would have been so good. I could have done spider
What?
climb. I had dark
Okay,
vision as a
into it.
spider.
I
Too
would've
bad you're
been-
touched and you decided to be a fucking weasel. That was in character, by the way.
What the fuck?
I go. Hold on. I transform into a spider, and as a spider, I whisper. I go, "Hey, watch this," and I go, "Gleb," and I kind of like go like this with my spider paws, my spider limbs.
Your spider legs, your limbs. Yes.
Yes,
Spider
my spider
paws.
towards Galvin.
I'm gonna aim to slap the shit out of him.
Well, how
This
big of
is
a
why drinking in D&D is a chaotic thing.
how big of a spider is he?
Not very.
Not a big one.
Okay.
I
It seems
wanna
so.
be
Like
on-
we've been like walking through, the wilderness at this point. Are we sobered up a little
Oh
bit?
shit! I rolled a disadvantage by mistake. But look at that roll for disadvantage! Holy shit! Okay, do I slap the shit out of him?
You can block his attempt to get on top of you.
No, I'm not trying to get on. I'm just kind of like, ooh.
Yeah, I want to slap the
She
shit out
wants
of him.
to actively
okay.
slap him. Yeah.
But to slap
That
me,
would be
you
an
have to slap
attack.
him.
That would be an attack as opposed to an acrobatics roll.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean you're getting to the cave. It's just
you
Glove
hit him
wants
with
to
your
smack
quarterstaff.
Well, yeah, because I don't have a thing set up for my fist.
He's like a small spider.
She's gonna hit you. You're aware of this, right?
Yeah, I'm hitting you. I'm
Yeah,
not hitting
how are we hit? Wait, you're hitting me?
Yeah,
I'm
because
on
I.
you.
Yeah.
Well, a 12 does hit the AC of spider.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you have to hit him.
I'm hitting both of you. I'm gonna say it's hitting both of you, and you both take 4 damage.
Unless a 12 doesn't hit him, in which case
Oh, yeah, then I
it
guess it
basically
doesn't.
bounces off of his armor, but the spider's still getting smashed. And as a result of the spider being smashed, you revert back into your dragonborn form.
Oh, on his shoulder.
Yes.
Glub, you're an asshole. And I'm gonna continue to walk into the cave.
Ah,
We're mostly like sober now, I assume, right?
I mean, it's been a few hours of travel.
Do you want us to
Probably a little bit
roll?
longer than that since you were somewhat drunk for a good period of this. But inside, you do a little bit of traversing. Boop. It's mostly empty, and it appears that in the time in which Glub has been gone, the body here and the body here have been cleaned up.
Oh fuck! He was the dude.
Your mic peaked so hard. I think you raised all of my ancestors from the dead just now. That was awesome.
When you
I don't
enter
know how to
the-
fix that.
When you enter this room, you see that both of the bodies have been placed here and here, sort of like laying down. They appear to be more or less cleaned up to a certain degree.
what do you mean by cleaned up?
As in, like, the one that had all of his innards just sort of like splayed out. He's sort of like stitched back up. And the other one has all of the wooden boards that was keeping his body in a strange way, just like taken out forcefully.
Interesting.
So like when you say stitch back up, how was it? Is it like, is it where they just do the organs and everything or whatever put in, they put the flaps over and they call it a day, or is it like actually
Basically that,
someone
yeah.
stitch or someone stitching it?
Nah, it's basically what a coroner would do to like make it so that you're
Yeah,
not like
pretty-
fucking disgusting looking.
Pretty
Okay.
haphazard, you know.
All right.
You find Jeremy inside the main bedroom as he's sort of like tending to the body of Rebecca. He looks up at all of you. Oh, took you long enough.
I brought my friends.
Yep, yes you did. Yes,
Whoa,
you did,
let's
Glove.
not use such words just yet, colleague.
I brought my lesser party members.
Glove, I
Jeremy
will,
just sort of like glances back towards the Dragonborn. So do you normally come out for hours on end on the whims of somebody who's not a friend of yours?
Unfortunately, in this case, yes.
Gotcha. You might want to get a hobby.
I have several, and I appreciate the way you take care of your plants.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Only reason
Anyway, now that you're all here, I'm guessing you have questions.
I don't have any.
I have none.
Gil,
Okay.
you know what we've talked about.
The druids are like, fuck this guy.
We don't give a fuck.
like undead or whatever. Undead, not a plant. I don't give a fuck.
Whatever.
I guess like sidestepping the elephant in the room of how we had Glub trail him. I guess I'll say, my friend, you're of these lands. You've lived in this town. You're familiar with the story of Gabriel and who he used to be. I'm more curious what your thoughts are on, this matter after you've seen what you've seen in this cave.
Something that I'm aware of when it comes to Gabriel is that, as distasteful as his acts were, something that he was very good at is shaping dead bodies.
Gabriel was good at shaping dead bodies.
As such, it comes to my attention that it's probably likely that one might want to bring him back so that he could shape more dead bodies. Just an idea. It's a hypothesis. Can't really say I've confirmed it too much at the moment.
Is there a candidate that you have in mind, or a group, or this is our first or second night in this city?
I can't really pin down a particular name. However, I do know that some similar incidents have been occurring throughout the entirety of the region as of late. Usually they're about a month or so apart from each other. The finding people who have been sort of resurrected or brought back in the undead fashion anyway, for a variety of different reasons. Let's see. There was one town in which there were some zombies that were raised. There's another town in which I think a vampire was terrorizing it for a decent while. Seems that the rise of undead has been happening a decent bit lately.
Fuck. Recovering from the effects of my alcohol, gotta.
How close do you think some of these towns are?
Well, each one of them, I would say, let's see. The one with the zombies is probably about a 3-day journey out. The one with the vampire would probably be more like a week's walk.
Well, what are the names of these towns and how directions?
Certainly. One, Seorden. That's the one that's going to be north by northeast of here. That's going to be the one that's about 3 days journey. And then the other one is Ciel. That's going to be the one that's about a 7-day journey. That's going to be directly past Seorden.
And Seorden is the zombies and Ciel is the vampire?
Correct.
Okay.
Those have been dealt with now, but the after effects are still there.
Do you know who dealt with them?
I'm not at liberty to tell you.
What the fuck?
Not at liberty to tell us, or you don't know the answer to that question?
I know a generalized answer to that question that I'm not allowed to tell civilians.
We aren't civilians, what the fuck?
Wouldn't you say we're a little bit above the rank of civilians, seeing as we took down this undead?
Well, I'd say that that you taking down this undead and saving my child is the reason why I'm willing to tell all of you guys this stuff in the first place. However, there are limits.
Interesting. You don't have the best reputation in town. I'm sure you're no stranger to that. So might I ask what type of business you interact in?
The country of Riordan employs a variety of people all around the country who are members of a very special class of people known as the Rangers. I am one of those. Our job is to monitor the local regions and see if there's any threats to the country itself, either within or without.
Okay, but can you do something about your kid? Because he's really not that bright.
I'm really not that worried about how he's going to turn out. After all, he managed to come here and survive long enough for you all to save him, and he's only 10.
He'd said he's acting in the interests of the country or the nation of Riordan?
Yes.
Okay. in the interest of, the interests of the country, or it's a country?
Yeah.
The country of Riordan. I mean, I believe we have some common goals here. We are only looking to, I guess, unravel this yarn, as it were. Wait, not that. Fuck, sorry. That. Okay.
Oh!
Um, I mean, anything, I understand that you've already repaid us by, from us helping your son. But there's no malicious intent here. We're just trying to figure out this mystery.
He sort of crosses his arms slightly and says, "Well, I'll let you know that it was other rangers who took care of those situations. Normally, we're not really privy towards being able to solve problems on our own, but once we're given the go-ahead, we have the ability and the capability. Problem is, as it stands, there's only one ranger for every, I would say, 30 or so miles of travel. So, us being able to handle everything is going to be kind of impossible. Somebody is clearly going around and they're using the undead to create some sort of chaos for some reason. I don't know why.
And that's the extent of the intelligence that the Rangers have on this.
So, gathered here.
What are the names of, I guess, your contacts in Fjordan and CL, if you don't mind putting us, in...
I honestly cannot tell you that. What I can say is if you go there, you might be able to find something.
About your contacts or about the events that have transpired?
Both.
Okay.
Is there a larger order that we can get in contact with to possibly get vetted and be privy to this information?
Officially speaking, no. Unofficially speaking, if you do go to the capital and you get in good with the nobility, maybe.
That's a pretty long process, I imagine.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Getting good with nobility.
I look at Glub. I don't think that's going to be a
difficult
achievable outcome here. So,
Okay, little do you know, Glub in my tribe, I was very esteemed.
Right.
I'm sure we all, I'm sure we're all just like,
Glub just kind of puffs
yeah.
out her chest. Very proud.
Maybe one day we'll meet them.
No, I'm pretty sure they're all dead.
Right now, I don't have
Maybe
any
we won't meet
clues.
them.
Right now, I don't have any clues as to where exactly this entity is going around and doing things. Right now, I don't have any clues as to what exactly to do about this. As it is, we're still in the intel gathering period, so there's not really a whole lot that I can tell you beyond that, and there's probably not a whole lot that you'll be able to gather from that in the other towns either. So until we get further information, there's probably not a whole lot that you'll be able to get to garner. Right now, I would say go ahead and keep doing whatever it is that you'd like to do. If we get more information, I'll have you guys on a short list of people that I can contact.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, I want to insight check to see if that list is really short.
Okay. Oh, it's probably about like 2-3 people right now.
Okay, so then like with us, then it's like 7 or 6.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
trust
short.
you. I trust you. That's pretty short. I think you're telling the truth.
Okay, I'll say, are there any things that we might be able to do or accomplish in the meantime that could possibly improve our standings with the order that you're a part of, or just general trust that we could earn?
Well, there are a few things that need to be taken care of around town to have a hand in helping out with, but, well, I kind of have my hands full with this whole thing. So if you wouldn't mind taking care of those things, then that might be helpful.
What do you got, Jeremy?
Well, right now, we need a new head hunter, as you can see.
Me! I can do that!
If you want to stay in town for the rest of your life, fine.
I don't want to do that.
Right. So, there is a candidate, Nicholas Radcliffe. He lives just a little bit outside of town. Technically, he's a citizen of the town itself, but he doesn't really take part in any of the festivities or anything like that. Now, apparently he's been summoned, but he hasn't come to claim the title yet, which is a little weird. If you can investigate and figure out a way to encourage him to take up the mantle, that would be extremely helpful.
All right, let's fucking go.
It's entirely possible. I think that will probably be our next order of business. I appreciate
Good.
it. When you have a more clear and concise write-up of the situation here, hopefully you could shoot us a letter, and we could possibly help you with the investigation at a later date.
Well,
You know what you should shoot us? A letter on an arrow.
We'll be at the tavern. It
Right.
shouldn't be too hard to find us.
Don't worry. When I want to get in contact with you, you'll know.
Okay.
And can I insight check that? Does
Sure.
Glub know that he'll know? Like, we'll know.
Jesus.
Feel free.
Nice.
You have no idea.
What you said that this hunter candidate was where? Where is his?
He's a little bit outside of town, about like north by northeast. Essentially, he's you'll know him when you see him. He's a half orc. Not a whole lot of them in the area.
Hmm. Okay. I got nothing. Anybody else?
I mean, we'll be on our way.
Yeah. It's fucking.
Well,
go.
it's like the fucking witching hour right now, right?
Oh yeah, it's like super late. It's like 2 a.m.
We can go back to inn sleep,
We should go to sleep. Yeah, we need to go to sleep.
Yeah.
or we can sleep here.
I don't
you can-
really want to sleep
You can
here.
fuck yourself. You're going back to the inn.
I'm not
Sleep
sleeping here.
We can
Listen,
all
Glub.
cuddle in the bed.
Glub,
I don't understand why you humans are so bothered by things that can no longer touch you.
Glub, you can sleep here. The rest of us are going back to the inn.
Why don't we sleep with nature? Death is a normal part of it.
That's true. You know what? Me and bro, we're gonna sleep here.
Night. You can catch us at the inn tomorrow morning.
Yep. And I throw up the
No, are you guys
deuces as
strong
we're
enough
walking
to get
away.
there on your own? What if a
Peace.
creepy crawler come and touches you?
You,
Oh, yeah, I
at
don't
least
wanna
I
be
won't
here
be
anymore.
here.
I'm already heading out. I
Glub
can't hear
sleeping.
anything. they're
Gil and
saying.
I are holding hands.
Oh god.
We're
Swinging.
We're skipping towards the entrance, thinking about the warm bed that we're gonna be going back to in our semi-climate controlled, inn with a nice roaring hearth in the main floor of the
Now
tavern.
bed. So you guys are sharing a bed.
Maybe. What's it to you?
Look, Glub's a very firm believer in, no premarital sex.
Whoa!
Say gloves
We're just
to
two
Yahweh, but-
bros.
I will beat Glub's ass. Okay.
We're just two bros sleeping together.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Y'all head back to town. Y'all head into your rooms. Still being paid for by the mayor right now, since you did the investigation. So
Oh,
don't have to worry
fuck
about that. You have fairly short night's rest. It's up to you if you feel like sleeping in, considering that you didn't get back until about like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Bro's sleeping in. Bro's sleeping in. He's hungover still.
So if you do sleep in, chances are good you're not getting up until about like noon, maybe 1 in the morning, maybe 1 in the afternoon.
No, that's like on average.
Fine, I think.
Yeah. I figured.
Absolutely sleeping in.
All right. So about a little bit after lunchtime, Mr. Illsong, the tavern owner, starts like ringing a bell. All right, you lazy bones, can't be having people sleeping all day.
How rude.
Why not?
Rude.
Because
Bro,
I have
bellow.
to have to make sure that you're still going to be using those things.
I am. Bellows
Okay, so long as you're going to be using it tonight as well. I got to make sure that all the rooms are empty. So
back.
one,
Coin is
we
a
can clean them
coin
up.
is a coin.
I need to clean up your rooms.
I would like my
sleep
room
out
to
of
be
my.
clean.
I'm wiping sleep out of my eyes and be like, "Can we just go see that half orc now, please?"
Okay, so can we hand wave like the breakfast or whatever that we?
Well, lunch at this point, but yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so we all eat lunch and meet in the inn, I guess, and then
All right.
I guess we're gonna head out to the description that we got from Jeremy, right?
Yep.
Just about right on the map.
Yes, indeed.
This guy looks like a half orc.
Yeah.
Doesn't he, though? So you make your way out into the fields, and about after you scale one of them,
Sorry.
you come to a small cottage. You see what looks like a fairly large and muscular green man who's just sort of outside. He's got one hand just sort of in what appears to be some sort of like makeshift sling, and he's seems to be trying to handle some instruments while he's dealing with a hide. But he's having a bit of a hard time considering that he only has the one hand. And he looks over to you guys as you approach. Not interested in buying whatever it is that you're selling.
We're buying you!
I'm not for sale.
Well, that's a shame, because we're taking it anyway.
Oh, what? You plan on killing me or something?
No, we, what do we plan on doing?
So, is he skinning something right now, you said?
Yes.
So, like, during this time, bro walks up and continues the walk, and as whatever Blah is saying,
Fucking rude.
bro, stop he walks up and he's like, he kind of like beckon, you know, like try to help him out or assist or whatever.
He allows you to assist him in skinning what appears to be a small deer that he apparently has splayed out the hide of.
Okay.
He looks to all of you and he goes, "Is this about the mayor's summons?"
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Look, I'm not interested. Okay. So he sort of raises his slung arm. I got injured the other day by a great beast in the forest. I'm not going to be a good hunter.
Well, you don't think you're a good hunter?
No. No hunter should ever be felled by a beast. That's kind
That's
of
kind of sad.
I don't think any dude. I mean, every hunter has a better. I'm sure there's no shame in being bested by exceptional beasts every now and again. What was this beast like?
a massive serpent.
A serpent.
Barely
These
able to
parts?
get out with my life. I managed to put a couple fangs straight into my arm. He sort of rolls up his sleeves and sort of shows you. You see two very large fang marks that seem to have impaled through his arm, both in the upper part of his arm near like the main muscle in the bicep, and in the forearm. It appears to be the length of the fangs.
How long ago did this occur?
About a week ago.
Can you describe the characteristics and the nature of the environment of this serpent?
Well, I found it in the forest up north. Well, what remains of it anyway. It's one of the things that we cut down in order to make room for all these fields. The snake itself appears to be, I would say, at least a good 60 feet long.
Just based on his pretty brief description, would I have any idea what that is? I don't know if insight's the rule that you want, or
Nature would be the rule.
Oh, okay.
Well, you do know that there are some snakes that do grow to be about that large. Mostly they are usually some sort of...
Okay. So what? Fuck. What was this guy? I guess in the interest of keeping it in character, like to recall his name. You want to roll for that?
If I'm
Oh my god.
Okay.
if I have proficiencies in the skills, do I get advantage rolls or no?
No.
Oh.
Just normally I don't have people roll stuff they don't have proficiency in, but...
Oh, sure. I probably shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I have like a proficiency in nature.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, so bro, you'd be able to surmise that this probably is some sort of if it's a very large snake, then it's probably a constrictor snake of some sort. Which they can grow to be extremely large, like ridiculously large.
So So you said, is the guy armless, or like does he only have one arm? Is what you said?
No, he just has an extremely maimed one.
Or extremely maimed one.
I,
Like, am I able to see? Is there any like poison coursing through it? Like, does it look like? Is it just like the puncture wounds, or?
Go ahead and make me a medicine check.
nice.
You
Dude,
notice
we
the
are
puncture
cursed. I
wounds.
swear to God, we're cursed. Like, we do not.
Yeah.
If
You notice
if
the
I
puncture wounds, but you don't really notice any like.
if
signs.
I out of character cannot remember this guy's name, I don't know how you want to handle that. I don't know if there's like a memory check.
I'll go ahead and give it to you, Nicholas Radcliffe.
Okay, Nicholas. You know, if I guess what would it take, if anything? You know, this town needs a hunter. You know, they very recently discovered that the previous hunter they had is unable and will never be able to, you know,
She's dead.
resume her duties.
So
They're
I've
in
heard.
desperate need of a hunter, and the citizens of this town have deemed you as the best candidate. You know, we would very much like if you could step up to that challenge, but I understand that you have, you know, things going on in your life. But what would it take? You know.
Now listen, I understand what you're saying, and I agree that we do need somebody to take her place. But the problem that I'm having right now is that I wouldn't be able to face that creature again. And chances are good, if I take this post, I'm going to. Somebody of a better capability would need to do so.
If we as a group were to dispatch this creature, as an agreement, would you then take the post of the hunter or the hunter for Appletail?
I suppose, given a bit of time to allow my arm to heal, if I didn't have to worry about that thing anymore, then maybe.
I think that's agreeable. Are there any objections from my compatriots?
0.
I'm a little bit hesitant about killing such a carnivore. However, I believe we can make this occur.
Raiden? Raiden?
What?
Okay. Yes. Well, you know, I think this is agreeable. Where again did you last see this beast?
In the north, near where all the chopped down trees end and where they start to begin.
Okay, should be easy enough to find. I think we will head there now. If you do not hear from us in a day's time, then assume that we all perished, and you can go about your merry way.
2 days time, I say.
Yeah, 2 days. I'm gonna 2 days.
Well, good luck with that.
All right. Well, I'll leave you to your skinning, and I'm gonna start walking off. And then I can't go any farther.
All right. So, you guys head off in the direction that you were given. Let me go ahead and place you guys all the way down. I think it's here.
Aha.
Yeah, that's the correct one. All right. Go ahead and place you guys in the southern. Place yourselves in the sort of southern section, whatever your marching order would be.
How do we do that again? We just drag it from our.
Yep, just
Yeah,
drag and drop. And there you be.
Wait.
Where? I see.
Drag your character sheet over to where you'd like to be. Establish your marching order.
Drag my character sheet.
Oh,
Yeah, like your token. So you go to the.
I don't see my token.
So when you go to characters, then it lists your bro, and you.
Just drag the text.
Go to the
over
journal,
the-
and then when it says Broshek whatever, drag the
okay.
entire
I
thing.
see.
You don't have to open up your character sheet.
Right, and if you don't get your big burly ass in the front of this goddamn party, so help me Christ, or so help me whatever deity is in this universe.
He's not that much tankier than the rest of you.
Well,
He's
it's about
Wait,
it's
what?
about
I have a 19 AC.
it's about the
That's true.
archetypes. Okay, he's the paladin.
Wait,
He's
how do I have more
leading
AC
the way.
than Gil and Bro?
I'm a little rogue dude.
He's a charisma rogue. What do you expect?
Exactly.
Okay. So,
I guess I'll be in the middle.
Where's it? Yeah. Well, can we like? There's 4 of us, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the corner. Am I running around with like
You're holding hands with
glob?
Glub.
No, 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 no,
Glob.
no, no, no,
Glob.
no, 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 no.
Okay, anyway, so we're
no
we're
hands are being
here.
held.
We're here in the thing.
All right, you're hearing the thing. So, you march forward. You get to about the part where the regular trees start and the stumped off trees start to end. Go ahead and roll me some. Anybody who has survival, go ahead and roll it for me.
Not it.
With
I
I don't have a.
Fuck you.
I'm not proficient in
14.
it.
Okay. It's not too terribly hard for you to find what seems to be a very thick trail, bro. You, as the group is moving forward, you note that in the grass itself, there is a very large indent that's easily like the width of a person, if not more. That is just sort of like going through the entirety of the area from what you can see. You track it for a little bit, and you're able to determine that there doesn't appear to be a particular aim to its tracks, which means that chances are good it just sort of like probably patrols the area to some.
The beast is searching. I don't know what for, but the beast is moving along in a way that we must exercise additional caution.
Okay,
In the
can you
way-
not let it eat me?
That I don't think I shall try to do. However,
I'm very bite size.
even more so.
Well, you
I-
two are the ones most versed in nature. You know, what do you suggest we do?
We have options. We can attempt to chase it down. Depending on its speed, I'm unable to tell on a creature this size. Or we may sit and wait, as it may turn back and come again. Can I see, like, looking around? Is it obvious that a creature this, like, has it been here before in this area? Like, does it?
Yeah,
hang
it appears
out
to
here?
use this area fairly regularly. You can see
Yeah.
tracks that are from hours ago. You can see tracks that are from days ago.
Okay, so it's like it comes here frequently. Maybe we can sit and set an ambush, a trap for it. I haven't
See.
taken a creature this size.
If you
We
think
can
we
leave some
can,
jerky around.
if you think we can successfully bait it into a trap, then I don't see any reason why we shouldn't.
I mean, should we? Did we see any tracks? Have we even looked for any tracks?
There's tracks.
Yeah,
all
we've
around.
we've been going over that.
You're not allowed to have phones anymore, Tabor.
Sorry, I'm. Sorry,
Are you drunk?
a little bit.
I am a little as well.
We just spent like the last like 3
I
minutes.
just knew
like, talking about
he did a
tracks.
survival check. I didn't. Okay, sorry.
There's
you're good.
tracks all over the place. Okay.
Okay, yeah, let's set a trap.
Okay, so they just, I mean, not sure how successful this is going to be.
So
So give me
for
an
setting a
idea
trap-
of what exactly it is that you're going to be doing for setting a trap.
So let me make sure I took this. Let me make sure I took this.
I guess I'm assuming these tracks are just kind of like crisscrossing
Mm-hmm.
through this area. There's no rhyme or reason to
Exactly.
the pathing that's going on here.
So my vouch is this: being a fantastic druid that I am. And first off, I pull out my little druid craft. See what kind of, like, is it gonna rain tomorrow? Is it gonna what's the weather like tomorrow?
You know, so with your druidcraft, you sort of glance through the air, you cast your druidcraft, you sort of read into the weather, and the wind sort of caresses your face a little bit, and you sort of get this vision in your mind that the next day is going to be extremely cloudy.
Here's what I say, gentlemen, and Glub. I have, me being a fantastic druid that I am, I can move the earth and move it around.
What
And
the
I say,
fuck?
I can possibly imitate a den of a creature that maybe the size of the serpent might find interesting. Or maybe perhaps dig a hole large enough to at least stunt the creature's ability to function at I don't know. I don't. Besides what the half orc has said with the size of this thing, I can't tell exactly how big, other than its width is fairly substantial. These things I can do for you.
I think the beef jerky will be smelly enough to get it.
I'm gonna say we fill a pit with a few beef jerky, cover it with leaves, it falls in the hole pit, and then we set it on fire.
What the fuck is a few beef jerky? Beef jerky is not the unit of measurement.
Why
to
can't
measure-
we? Why can't we just like hunt like a quick like rabbit or something and just leave it out for it to smell?
Why don't we just leave
Because
Glub
beef jerky
out?
is so no. Fuck you.
Honestly, goblins do smell pretty bad, so that's not a bad idea.
No, but bad is the key word. They're not gonna want to eat something that smells bad, right? Beef jerky is very like smelly, but like in a good way.
So are goblins to snakes.
I say, here, let's satisfy everyone with this. I say I create a small, similar-looking den. We throw the goblin with the beef jerky inside this den.
Can I like resist?
Well, we're not
yeah.
actively trying to like grapple
No.
you or anything yet. We're
Okay.
just talking about it.
I have my spell Mold Earth, right? I'm just gonna move all this stuff around, and I can do it fairly good because I watched the video where it says it's really exploitable.
I don't know how intelligent, serpents tend to be, but I imagine these almost impromptu sudden emergence of a den of this massive other creature would be
You don't get to a serpent of this size by being selective with what you eat.
Well, I'm just saying that the emergence of a giant den in this creature's stomping grounds is going to be a little out of place, don't you think?
No, I think it's fine.
All right.
Let's
Go
just
ahead.
throw some beef jerky in it though for safe measure, and then take place out of sight.
All right,
At
were you
the
making
end of the
this?
day, something will be inside this den, and it wants to eat that thing inside the den.
Were you making this den? Ping it.
Has to be somewhat realistic. And so, right, because my dude,
I want to hide behind these trees, but I have
Nature.
a sight of
nature
this.
focus, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to build this somewhere like right here, if possible.
Okay.
So
Okay.
somewhere around the base of a tree, right, where the tree. And during this time, he's using mold earth to kind of like excavate some of the tree and like weaken like underneath its roots. And during this time, he's kind of whispering and apologizing to the tree and thanking the tree
She's
for
already
its
dead. homie.
patience and like for allowing to do this. And like I'm imagining like not building it for something like the size of a bear, but like something the size of a gleb.
The size of a
A
glove.
what?
A glub.
A glub.
Yeah, a glub.
Okay.
A glub.
So,
Concern.
so about a den that's big enough for a goblin.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
something that's still because it has to be something where like a rabbit isn't gonna pique a serpent like that's High's interest that much,
Yeah.
right? But something that's gonna be a little bit more hefty is going to be, and
How,
I'm still building it as if we're gonna throw glove in there with the beef jerky. I don't
how
actually-
are these each of these hexes 5 feet?
Yes.
Okay. Well, piss. There's not a lot of terrain around this hole to
Seriously.
sneak.
There is no sneak. Go inside the tree.
Oh.
You want
Go
us
up
to
the tree.
go? Well, this is a stump.
Is it a stump or is it a tree?
It looks like a stump to me.
Yeah, they're stumps.
Oh, I thought it was like the base, like just cut so we can see underneath.
No.
it.
See,
It's a
like
dead ass
see-
tree.
Like this is a tree. These are trees. This is a stump.
I could bury you if you'd like.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Myself and the goblin shall be. Well, I know I will. I'll be okay. I can be a spider again or whatever other mystical creature I feel. But for the humans, maybe you can be the bait.
I like that. I like that a lot more than
I
your plan.
agree. I think the humans messing around and fulfilling a story where you guys are trying to hunt and you be the baits, and myself and the fellow druid appear behind.
Yes.
Okay.
What say you guys?
I say piss on you, Bartholomew, or
I
whatever
say
your name is.
We have a shit ton of beef jerky. Why the hell would I do that if we have a bunch of beef jerky that's smelly and nice and meaty?
Because you are the same.
Well, I disagree. So I'm gonna chill out right behind this little shrub, and I'm gonna watch for the snake to come in.
Okay. While you do so, go ahead and roll me a stealth check at advantage.
Me as well, since I'm also in this other shrub.
Sounds good.
Are we sharing the shrub? I don't even see right now.
Oh, I didn't do it at advantage. My bad.
You just rolled twice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's literally the same roll. 23.
Okay, 23. There we go. So Glub, what are you doing?
I'm hiding in a bush, and I don't want to be thrown in the pit.
Okay. So, bro, if you attempt to tell Glub to get in the pit, Glub's gonna tell you to promptly fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh,
Correct.
Are we putting the beef jerky there?
Yeah.
We need something.
Who has the beef jerky?
Glub has the beef jerky.
That's
I go
25
for that.
gold worth of beef jerky. That's like
Yeah.
that's about 50 pounds of beef jerky. That's,
Yeah.
I go
You're gonna have to-
Glub
you're gonna have to
attempt
pay her for that
take
shit.
the Beef jerky.
I need money for the beef jerky.
This isn't a problem for me. You got to remember, I don't want to kill any carnivores. It's not my concern.
I yell from my bush, Glub, please hand over the beef jerky. We'll give you more when we get back to town, for the love of Christ.
I already promised you the same amount.
What is like? Can I get like a name for like interchangeable with Christ, so I can stay in universe?
Divine being.
Ilmater would work.
For the love of Ilmater, please give him the jerky.
I gave all 50 pounds of the jerky.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
You said give him the jerky. Glub gave him the jerky.
All 50 pounds of the jerky.
Maybe don't use
I grab
50.
I grab like a paw full of it, right, or a claw
Yeah.
full. And I kind of look at Glub and I like toss it into my mouth. And as I do that, I'm doing as I am told. And I put it inside like the den-ish looking thing that's, I'm doing my best. And then I go into a spider and I go my little spider walk and I'm like chilling right about like here, but as a spider, so like out in the open. I'm assuming I can't be seen.
Okay. We'll just go ahead.
He is currently a tiny spider.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, he's doing DM shit.
I mean, I
There you
fucking
go.
rolled real shit for stealth,
Use the
so.
restroom.
God, I hope you get eaten.
We'll use that as a representation of your spider self.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So everybody rolled their stealth checks, yeah?
Yup, unfortunately.
Everybody except for
Well,
bro.
I think the
he's a
thought is that
spider, so.
the thought is that he's like a tiny little fucking spider in the grass. So I mean,
Oh boy. Okay.
we're all gonna die.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to Death's Door.
Hell yeah. I like to see the nat one from the GM. Please God.
Well, that's not necessarily a good thing for you.
Oh, God!
Um,
It's me!
all right. So after a couple hours of laying low, you all start to hear a leathery, just sort of like noise going over the earth to your west.
West, like over here. Wait, over here.
Yeah, like in this direction.
Okay.
And it seems to be getting closer towards you guys.
Oh boy.
Let me go ahead and Eventually, a very large head peeks out from the path, in a way in which you guys can see. And along with the head, which is about the size of about 2 people, starts to emerge the rest of this long, slithering body.
Oh no.
That's real big.
All right. And it begins to slither closer. And it starts going right next to Glub.
Yes.
As it's looking in this direction. And then you see its tongue just sort of like spray out from its mouth several times as it sort of like glances around slightly. And it turns and looks towards where Glub is hiding. And it starts to
screaming.
It sort of like is taken slightly aback by the scream, and its giant mouth sort of like opens as it goes.
Oh fuck! If you're okay, well, so we can hear this and
Yes.
see this.
Are we in
dude,
combat yet?
I'm shooting an arrow. Fuck it. I'm going.
Um,
You fucking screamed.
Because it already saw me.
All right, we're metagaming.
So it saw Glub, and it's about to attack Glub. You guys are going to attempt to attack it back before it can do so. So
You just leave it. Why do you guys do this?
Because you're gonna fucking die. You're fucking weak.
Everybody wants me to die. Why are you doing
Not
this?
actually. Anyway, what are we doing?
really, come on.
I don't actually want you to die. I love your character. Your character's cool.
Yeah.
But what about my next character that I have lined up?
She's planning on dying.
All right.
Don't worry, you still have plenty of chances of dying right now.
So
Okay, thank God.
I still intend to I still intend to shoot an arrow.
Well, before you do so, let's go ahead and get some initiatives out.
Wait, you wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected.
Oh, wait.
Ah, shit.
You gotta highlight your token when you roll.
Yeah,
it, remember.
I fucked up. Wait, but I got nat 20 and so did Harrison.
Wait,
Yeah.
Oh,
I have to,
That
so
sucks.
click the token and then do it.
Yeah, so you
fuck.
show up in
I'm
the
taking my
token.
nat 20.
That's fine. I'll go ahead and put that in there for you.
3, 4, 5.
'Cause I definitely got a 4 on my second roll.
I got a 12.
I have a quick question because it was brought to my attention. Plus, I thought about it earlier this week. When I was fighting against Gabriel, I invoked one of my divine smites before I knew if I hit him or not.
Yeah, you can do that. It doesn't take up your divine smite if you don't hit.
Okay, so
That's
I still
one of the
have one
main
spell
good
slot
things about
left.
it.
Okay, I have one spell slot left.
I mean, we long rested.
We
No,
long rested
did we?
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spread
no, we
at the
didn't.
end, and we slept until like noon.
A long rest is 7 days.
Yeah.
What?
Wait,
what?
what?
Yeah, a long rest is 7 days.
Okay, we're going by those rules.
A short rest is a night's sleep. A long rest is 7 days.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
No, it's
okay.
not. Okay.
And when
So,
do
but
we
I
get
still
spells
have
back
one
after
spell
a
slot
short-
left. Okay.
Luckily for druids, your shape changing refreshes every day anyway. So.
I know that one,
Jesus.
but I didn't use any spells yet, so that's fine.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
Glub and I both got 22, and we both have the same amount of
Ryan got a 5. Looks like Bro got a 12. Let me go ahead and double check here. What's the dex on this thing? Okay, okay. So that. So add turn at a 14. No, not a 44.
That would be terrifying.
Descending order. Now, before we officially get started, let me go ahead and stop the ambiance music.
That I've never been able to hear this whole time.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was soothing. Trust me.
Oh god.
What if it was the Pornhub intro song?
That'd be good. That'd be very good. That'd be very appropriate. I
Can you turn it down just a little bit more?
A little bit more.
I can't hear it, but it's fine.
There we go.
That good?
Yep.
Okay. Gil, you're
Yep.
first.
All right, let's fucking loose an arrow.
Nice.
Was it 21?
All right,
hit?
that hits. All right, 5 damage. All right, so one arrow comes sailing out from Gil's hiding place, and it goes straight into the side of one of the many sections of this snake.
Was I still sneaking for that? Or was I? Did he detect me at all? Or
You get your wait.
I should have asked that before.
Yeah,
Probably.
I forget. You have sneak attack already, right?
You want me to like? Yeah.
Yeah. You get your sneak attack dice for that attack.
So that just be an extra 1d6.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just manually roll that.
Slash R 1d6.
Yep. There we go.
Nice.
Okay.
Very good
6
sneak attack
damage.
All right.
It can't hurt, I guess.
So there's that. Anything else you're gonna be doing?
Hold on. Let me see if I can. Okay, so I've obviously this is the first time I've done this for cunning action. It says I can use it to hide. How do I just do another stealth roll, or do I have to move, cover, and then stealth
Cunning
roll?
action can be used to make a dash. It can be used to disengage. It can be used to make yet another stealth roll to re-stealth.
How do you want me to move to a different cover to do that? Because
yeah, you can do that. If you just attack, you can move as a regular action and then
And a
hide
cunning
again
action.
as a bonus
Okay.
action.
So, fuck. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Fuck. I don't think I can like reach any other cover really. I can get here. I think is 30, but that's about it. That's not really in tree cover or anything. So, oh, that's only 20.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'll just 25, 30, and then how far is it from here to the snake right now?
25 feet.
Oh, awesome. And then I guess I'll do a stealth roll here.
All right, go ahead and roll stealth. Boom. Okay. Glub, your turn.
Okay, I'm debating whether I want to turn into a cow or a anything that's not me, because I feel like I'm gonna be space hamster.
You cannot
That's-
turn into a space hamster.
but it's right here.
That's not
You
real.
have to see it before. You just can't turn into something, right?
That's
Is that a
true, I
rule? Or am
can't.
I making that up?
Yeah, no, you are correct. I have to like have seen it.
Is space hamster like another plane of reality or something? Is that a real
Don't
thing?
know.
It is not.
Okay.
Space hamsters sometimes visit the planet. You know?
Okay. Well, you haven't seen one yet, so.
I have not seen. I assume that I have seen a
Thankfully
cow,
for
though.
our party.
Space
minute.
hamsters are incredibly vicious. It's really good that you haven't met one yet.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'm gonna turn into a cow then.
Okay. A cow?
A cow.
Cow.
Can you at least say like a bull or something?
I mean, there's no bull though. I mean, I guess I could be a boar, but boars, like cows, have fucking 18 strength.
I mean,
Can you
All
just
right. I'm gonna turn into a cow.
just do that?
Moo!
Oh, it took me a minute to figure out what that was. That was like a avant-garde vase or
It's a
something.
little squished.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's easier. To tell
There
when
we
you
go. Yeah, big cow.
Big cow.
All right. So you're turning into a cow. What are you doing while you're a cow?
I'm gonna. Oh shit! I can't. Okay, well I'm gonna gore it for as +6 to hit, and 1d6 +4 piercing damage.
Okay.
God, I hate druids. You rolling?
One sec. Oh fuck! I'm breaking. I'm sorry. I'm like not cognitively fantastic right now.
Yeah. Everyone's been kind of drinking stuff.
I still
Okay.
pretty. I feel
That
pretty
hits.
over.
wait, that's a 1d20. Oh, that's 2 hit. Okay.
Yeah. And then
1d6 +4.
Nice.
All right.
cows beat ass.
This thing's turn. It's gonna constrict you.
Oh god.
kills you.
22 hits. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
That
right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm down.
All right, you turn back into Glub then.
I am Glub.
Well,
You are now Glub.
this is fucked.
You do have your HP back though, because remember, it's the thing's HP first, then
Oh,
you
right.
turn back into you.
Really?
Yes.
That's convenient.
Oh, that's broken.
Yeah, that's one of the
Well-
main reasons why druids are fucking badass.
Well, we need
Oh,
it, so let's
Yeah.
not question it too much.
Wait,
Uh,
then I have 2d10 plus 4 HP.
Because if that thing fucking does that shit to you or me, we're gonna die.
I have
Okay.
17 HP as a cow, so fuck
So you have 2
you.
HP left
Yeah!
as a cow. All
As a
right.
cow.
All right.
Got it.
We're down to Bro.
So this thing being large, well, I don't know. This is me. I don't think so. I was gonna say, is it afraid of like lightning at all or something like that? Because it's like such a big damn thing. I'm afraid of lightning. I'm a big guy. Security.
Mhm.
I mean,
Projection is normal.
Yep. So, with that being said, I pop out of my freaking spider form. I'm like, you serpent shall die tonight. And I grab my quarterstaff and I slam it in front and I kind of point it out and I use Thunder Wave.
Oh, okay. DC 12 con.
No.
What's the save?
So it does something. What happens?
It still does damage.
It's just
don't have to worry about
half,
that.
Right?
Is it
Yes.
halved?
Okay. So it still does damage. It just doesn't knock it back at all.
Yep.
So you head up to it, you pull out your staff, and a deafening crack is heard from around Bro's body as just a wave of force just forces itself out from him and slams into the snake.
What's how much damage do I do? How do I roll?
You did 7 damage.
Okay. Oh, I see. The one. How'd you figure that out?
Divide by 2, round down.
1d8. I mean 2d8.
It already rolled the damage. You rolled
It says
15
15
damage.
it did.
thunder
Got
damage,
it.
yeah.
All right, my bad. Okay,
Yeah.
I see that. All right, and sure. And a dramatic effect. I blow everything and loud.
So if
thunder
I go
spot.
from the corner to this corner, it's 35 or 30 this way. So if I run all the way over here, am I still within striking distance since it's so big?
You'd be able to get this far, and you wouldn't be able to melee attack it now.
Throw rocks at it.
Oh wait, I have a javelin.
Yeah.
I have 5 javelin.
I'll throw a javelin at
And I
it.
go
time to yeet.
yeet!
That hits.
And I say 6 damage.
Okay. So Raiden rushes forward, pulls a javelin out from his backpack, and just throws it as he gets real close up to it, about 10 feet away, and the javelin goes straight into many sections of the snake, and blood starts pouring from where the javelin was impaled onto it.
Oh yeah.
Gil.
All right, round 2 with this longbow action here. Yeet. Fuck.
Aw.
Miss.
Okay, well, how do I measure distance?
Your run distance, I believe, is 30.
Can I measure it?
Yeah. There's a thing if you go 4 down from the select and move thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to. There should be like a little circle with a ruler.
Snap to center.
Yeah,
Oh, here we
and then
go.
you drag it. Yeah.
All right, I'm hoofing it. Well, hold on, wait. Yep, I'm hoofing it. All right. And then we're gonna do one of these again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, he's just like circling right. He's just like he's Naruto, running, and
running
just
from
hiding.
bush to bush.
He's going. Shoo! No.
All right, well, that's my
Club,
turn.
you're still a cow.
All right, I'm still a cloud, but I'm being grappled, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Should I? What do I roll
That's
for
an opposed
grapple?
athletics check.
Oh, athletic is a
1d20 plus
cow.
your strength.
Okay, what is my strength as a cow? Okay.
100.
Did you say it was a 19?
Fuck.
You do not break out of the constriction. So unfortunately, you're not able to do anything.
Damn.
It's going to constrict you again.
Mm,
And you die.
probably. Or at least I go back to
Yeah.
club.
Yeah. All right. I believe that does 2 from the cow, and then you're back to Glub. And yeah, then you're knocked out.
Then I'm knocked out. It's gonna eat me, isn't it? I'm gonna get bored.
Well, it did the
I hope
constriction. So now that you're knocked out and clearly unconscious, it's gonna go ahead and let you go.
Oh, okay. So I'm not gonna get bored right away.
Not right now. It's got other things to constrict first.
Yeah, we kind of gotta handle this first.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. I forgot that snakes need to like chill when they're boring.
Yeah, that's why they knock you out in the first place, so they can take their time.
Mhm.
All right. So Glub has been knocked out and squeezed
Well,
effectively
fuck.
by the snake. Bro, your turn.
Bro seeing and runs, and he's like, God damn, Euban, get away. And he runs an extra couple feet away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you should know better, Paladin. And comes back and does the whole thing and grabs his freaking spear or quarterstaff to be like, and does Thunder Wave again. I get 3 shots of that, right? Total?
Altogether, as a druid, yes, I believe
Right.
so.
Right. He's Thunder Wave again at him. And this time I am
He doesn't make a
Okay.
save, so.
Hell
massive
yeah.
shit.
Fucking clap those cheeks, brother.
All right. You slam your staff again. Another burst of pure like sound and energy and force just bursts out from you and slams into the snake, which actually ends up tossing it back about 10 feet.
Fuck yeah.
I have to run again.
Well, this time you'll be able to make it. So
And during this, so I'm taunting the fucking snake. I'm taunting the snake and yelling obscenities at it, saying
It's hissing at you extremely loudly.
Wish it can.
well, we know
wish
who's
it could
getting
be a
we know who's getting
dragonborn
constricted
like me.
next. So
That's
We're
fine,
good.
All right,
because it ain't gonna be me.
our Naruto
Run.
run. I Naruto run with my mace in my hand. I say, "Be gone, serpent!" And I swing,
That hits.
and I cast Divine Smite. So I'm gonna roll
Okay.
for damage, and then I'm also gonna roll 2d8.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's
Holy shit.
fucking huge.
I hope you high roll.
Ooh, 16 damage.
Okay. You raise your warhammer, and as you raise your warhammer, a bright gout of divine light starts to engulf your warhammer. You can see just like bolts of energy just pouring off of it as you bash straight into the stomach of this snake, and you leave like you splay open a large portion of it. You can see bone, you can see marrow, you can see guts. There's blood spraying everywhere, and it's just writhing about in a major pain.
Nice.
But it's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, here we go. All right.
Gil,
All right. Here's the fucking money shot right here. Please
Now that you
fuck,
said
what
that,
was the what was the god's name? Fuck the one that's
Earman.
equal with Christ.
Ilmater.
Ilmater. Okay.
Write that shit down.
She's writing it
I
down
was about to.
and highlighting it.
Yep. Here we go. Ready my bow and loose an arrow.
That hits.
God bless.
Ilmater.
All right.
Oh,
So
wait.
as it's writhing around, you're
I
sort
got
of like
more.
tracking its head.
And
My
the
sneak.
stealth.
Yeah, what is it?
Stealth damage.
1d6? I think it's 1d6.
Yeah, another 1d6.
Well, 1d. Haha.
All right.
Nice. 2.
So
I'm trying.
its head is writhing about in major pain. You're sort of like tracking it with your arrow, and eventually you just get kind of annoyed at the fact that it won't stop writhing around in pain. So, if you don't mind me taking a little bit of liberty for
Sure.
you, you take out you take the arrow that you were going to shoot. You put your bow onto your shoulder, and you just run up the back of the snake's body, and eventually make your way up to the top of its head and stab the arrow straight through its eyeball, and just shove it on in there. As the whole arrow goes through the snake's head, it rises about one more time before falling down to the ground with you on top.
And then Raiden's like, that still only counts as one. Right?
I just watched that movie last night.
Hell yeah, brother. All right, cool. Fuck yeah. All right, well, somebody should stabilize Glub first of all. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. This thing is like confirmed dead, right? Dead.
I think so.
Do I have
All
to? When do my lay on hands rejuvenate? Do I have to long rest for that or short rest?
That's a long rest for later.
Okay, never mind. I don't have that then.
I can stabilize Gleb. I have cure wounds, or I can. Can I roll to stabilize? How do I stabilize?
It's just a medicine.
If you have cure wounds, then you can just cast that and it's done.
I'll use cure wounds and cast it, and that'll be my last spell.
Okay. Well, got 3 HP.
Hell yes.
As Glub wakes up, I look at Glub and I'm like, "That's 2."
I fucking hate you.
At least you're not dead, Glub.
I wish I was.
A little dark.
I look back at the serpent and the size of it, and I'm thinking like, if everyone assists me, I can skin this beast.
Oh,
and
you're
we
right.
should be able to get a hefty sum for his pelt.
I assist. I'm assisting.
Can I do that? What's
Yeah.
that?
Go
I have.
ahead and roll me a survival check with advantage for being assisted.
there we go.
18? Not you, Glub.
And
No,
Well,
I know, but I did it anyway because I'm assisting.
Well, you don't have to. You're just assisting behind the scenes.
When you
don't have to
assist,
roll.
you just give him advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
18. Yeah, you're able to get a decent amount of the hide of this snake without too much of an issue. You're able to sort of like slice through the sides of its mouth and sort of get large sections. Unfortunately, you're not able to get it as one large sheet. You have to sort of like section off every 10 feet so that it doesn't become entirely uncarryable. But you're essentially able to get about 120 feet of scales.
God damn. Skills for everybody. Fuck yeah.
how large are these scales?
Each scale is probably about the size of your fist.
All right, let's go ahead and make Glub turn into a donkey, and we can just slap that shit on there, and we'll go back to town, I guess.
I want to be a cow again, though.
She already transformed. She can't transform again.
True.
Wait, can I not? Is that
Not
a?
once
But
a
you
day,
have 2
right?
a day, don't you?
Is it 2 a day or 1 a day?
Pretty sure it's 2 a day.
I feel like the druids should probably know that, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm fairly certain it's 2 a day.
Who do you?
How about the
Instead of
druids figure
"Oh
their
Christ,"
shit
what
out?
do you say? Oh what?
Ilmater?
That's all you look over.
Okay. We got the scales. I mean, this is the wilderness, so there's not really anything else to check out. So let's go back to our half-orc buddy, I guess, and then to town.
Here we go. Okay. So let's get you guys back into town. All right, you make your way back to the half orc's place. His eyes immediately widen as he sees you guys sort of like dragging 120 feet of very large scales towards him. He's just like his mouth is like half hanging open as he's just looking at you non-comprehendingly for a moment, not able to register what he's saying.
Club is very fucked up, by the way.
Good afternoon, my friend. Here we've come back with the scales or pelt or whatever is the appropriate terminology for this animal. But this once again just gets wrapped up into the legend that is Broshuk.
He shakes his head somewhat and he like scratches the back of it. Well, congratulations. You could probably get a hefty sum for that back at the general store.
I'm certain we will. I during this time I look at the what does the plants around his abode look like?
And for the most part, he has sort of like cleanly cut grass all in his abode. But the fields that sort of like surround his cottage are they seem to be tended to by other parties, and those are of course professionally done.
So you're inspecting his stuff?
Have you seen a medical professional about your wound as of yet?
Yes, I went to the alchemist. She was able to help me out.
Will you honor your word?
Of course. I honestly didn't think that you guys would be coming back so soon with, well, this, but I suppose if you four can handle something like that, then I can handle the smaller things.
All right, it's done then. We'll notify the, relevant parties and, just put you in contact. You can start, at your leisure, I guess, as your wounds permit. But we have a very wounded, pissed off goblin to attend to, so bid you farewell.
We do?
Yes, unfortunately we do.
She is fine. I use cure wounds on her.
Well, she's like, okay. Still, she's got like,
my arms are broken. Everything's
out of
bleeding.
She's dragging her arms like this. She's dragging her arms like this.
Out of character, she's like 3 out of like 15 HP or whatever.
Yeah.
Not doing very well.
I'm aware of this.
So we're gonna head out. If you need us, we'll be in the tavern.
Of course. You all have yourselves a wonderful day. Sorry, little goblin, for what happened to you.
It happens all the time at this point.
That is true. You've been in 2 fights, and essentially, both of them have gone straight for Glub.
Yep.
Before we get in the tavern, can I find any children running around? Oh, that's probably not.
Kids,
I got a 3, so
creepy.
Why are you looking for kids?
I want to walk in the hall and everything, the snake, as much of it pelted over my shoulders and everything, letting it be known that I do this dragonborn druid.
What's your strength?
My strength isn't very high.
1.
Strength 14.
Yeah, you can carry probably about 2 of them without a problem. But yeah, you sort of burst into the tavern carrying the pelt, or at least 2 sections of them. The halfling Ilsong sort of glances at you and goes, "What the hell are you bringing those things in here for?"
Would you like to purchase them?
No!
Why not?
Because I don't cook scales.
Have you tried?
No, and I'm not interested in learning.
Why not?
These specialties already.
Ah, so you're not that.
Also, you can't eat scales.
No, but there's meat still attached to these scales, kind of, a little bit. I kind of scrape it for a stew.
I am as well.
I'm not going to cook that.
Ah, well, give me a room, and I'll put these in a room.
Are there any not. I don't know. How do I say this without sounding creepy?
Oh no.
Are you still looking for kids?
Well, I'm looking for somebody to like send a message. I'm looking for like a runner, somebody who like who looks like they'll take a couple. They'll take like they'll take a couple silver to fucking run a message to goddamn Jeremy. Okay.
Looking around for a long enough time, you're able to find at least like maybe a lazy-about teenager that's sort of like wandering around.
Okay. I beckon him over. I'll give you a small sum of money to run a message for me. Do you know of Jeremy, who lives on the south side of town?
Yeah, I do.
Can you let him know that Gil and Raiden and that band of people, he'll know who you're talking about, has returned from the task that was discussed, and we're at the end.
Sure. How much money are you paying me for this?
A silver piece and nothing more.
I'll do you
Silver
two.
piece, silver piece. I'll take that.
I was gonna silver piece. I flip him a silver piece.
He takes the silver piece. Oh, I'll go let him know then.
We're gonna pay him less?
I was gonna pay him more.
Oh yeah, no way.
All right. Well,
All right. He heads off to deliver your message.
cool.
Glub is going to sleep for a week.
Okay.
All right.
I'm glad it's taking a long rest. Thank you very much.
The longest rest.
Okay. Well then, I am going to go ahead and call it there.
Cool.
For now. Congratulations to everybody. You were able to get a lot more information out from Jeremy that he was willing to share initially. You took down the giant constrictor snake, which I knew was going to be a challenge, but if Glub would have rolled higher on stealth, then it was probably just going to attack Gil because it rolled a 22 on perception.
Jeez.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
luckily, Glub screamed or whatever, right?
No,
Yeah.
it saw me before I screamed.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
why I
yeah.
screamed.
Oh, okay.
It stopped and started looking towards you. She's
okay.
like, ah, shit, I've been fucking found.
Okay.
So unfortunately, if I do a lot of GM rolls over here, so that you guys don't see. But I rolled his perception, and it saw at least like half of you.
Yeah.
We appreciate the GM rolls.
Yeah.
That's good, right? That the rolls exist, and that it's not just like I feel like not being seen. I think everybody.
Nah, if you go and look at if you look at my VOD, you'll see me doing the GM rolls and such.
Sure.
I think everyone's gonna be appreciative of that.
But so yeah, fairly successful outing. You guys are going to be making a decent amount of money from this. So I assume you're going to be selling the pelts.
Yeah, that's it. At least I don't have a reason to keep these.
To expedite that process, you'll be getting 5 gold per 10 feet, so 120 feet. So that's 12 times 5. Fucking 60 gold.
Good lord.
So bro has 60 gold. Got it.
Well, you can split it amongst yourselves however you feel is fair.
Right.
But as well as
If you
25 gold that 3 of you are getting, and a Glub, you currently still have your fucking jerky. I'll assume you picked up the jerky that you used for bait.
I will also
originally.
assume that.
So that's good.
can we go ahead and add the 25 from the previous thing to our total? Or
Yes. So the 25 gold that you were getting from the mayor for everybody except Glub because she wanted beef jerky.
sure.
And then the 60 gold from selling the many scales.
If you're not going to share
So
that gold,
40?
we're gonna have to we're gonna have
Altogether.
to have an in character conversation about that.
No, I'm going to share it. But,
Okay.
say that everybody else gets 10 and I get the remainder.
I
feel like
don't
we
agree with that.
I think we take some issue
15.
with
Yeah.
that. I theoretically I was the one who killed it at the end, so and
That's
Raiden probably fucked it up the most. How much?
Did you?
How much?
Did you? 'Cause I did a lot.
Going
I
back,
did
Yeah.
16.
Raiden and well, actually, all of you did basically the same amount of damage except Glove, who essentially just kind of like tanked it for a bit.
You gotta remember, like, I'm the one that skinned it. Like, I have the survival check and everything.
Well,
I
you
mean,
wouldn't have been able to
shit,
skin
like,
it.
yeah,
you wouldn't be able
like-
to skin it if it didn't die. So.
Yeah. It's not like you were the only one who was
I don't know if this is
thinking
the
of
hill
skinning
you want
it.
to die
Yeah.
on, brother.
well, like, there's not gonna be no hills to die on.
This
Just
is
like,
the
my guy's
second
not
session.
married on it.
I'm just saying we all get an equal cut. That's all I'm saying.
Fine. We shall get an equal cut, but
We'll give you the glory.
that
Alright.
is what I see.
60 gold, cut 4 ways. We all get another 15.
For people to be more.
So I get
All
40.
right.
Why
Nice.
do I have so much gold? I feel like I have more than I should.
15 plus 25. So,
I don't have the 25. I just get the 15.
oh, you were eschewing the reward from the mayor?
What was the?
Didn't you say he wanted to like put it towards the maintenance of the plan?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, I put mine towards the maintenance.
Right. Gotcha. Gotcha.
So I have 170 gold now. Nice.
I have 183.5.
Got a decent amount of information, and we will pick up in the next session with Jeremy reuniting with our group to give them some new information.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So, thank you to everybody for coming. Thank you to everybody for watching. Thank you, of course, to my wonderful group of players.
Thank you,
Go
sir.
ahead and do your sign offs if you would like.
Tabor Pepper, Tabor Snapping on all my social media. Chenners,
I don't.
I'm Chenners.
RNA.
Marne, I don't have social media.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
There's also
None that he wants
I
anybody
am
to
the
find.
great and famous new salsa. That's it.
Okay.
Like deep-
Big Lundi. Yeah.
Oh, I had LASIK.
everybody
surgery, so
follow
that's why
Big
I have
Lundi
these
and
glasses.
Tabor.
I'm not this big of a douchebag in real life.
No, you are.
No,
That's
kind of is.
No, I am not.
Nah, I can tell.
Eh,
You're
kinda.
Salsa's a sweet boy. I can tell.
Oh, thank you so much, Big Lundi. I'm a sweet boy.
Big Lundi.
I don't like how you call him Big Lundy like that.
What do you mean? What should I call him? Like, what?
I don't know. It's something in your voice. I don't like it.
Call him Little Lundy.
Hey, I do not appreciate that at all. All right.
All right.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody,
Thank
for coming.
you so much.
Have a good one. Stay safe and don't die, my friends.
Peace out.
Western